episode of Spare Time. I'm your host, Carlos. And this podcast is brought to you by the best store in town, Umpqua Survival, and our new sponsor, Smokeless Solutions, for all of your vape and stop smoking needs. So make sure to check them out. They're a pretty awesome place. Today, my guest is goes by Comic Collector 87 on TikTok. It's one of my old friends, James Moore. What's up, dude?
Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, definitely old friends. Long time.
And everybody's favorite Mike.
Hello, hello.
What's happening?
Well, we're ready to do this. It's Friday.
I know. I was looking forward to it this week. I needed some guy time, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
here
don't get
for.
enough of it.
That's
Working
my
in
role.
a gun store.
Not with just friends, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I guess I do get guy time, but it's like
the real guy.
Yeah.
it's just like random people asking me a million questions, though.
Yeah,
Yeah. That you don't want to answer. You're like, you should know this before you come in here.
No, I like helping them out. I don't mind.
Yeah. Good.
I don't mind at all.
It's a big store. I didn't realize this building was as big as it is.
Yeah, it's pretty good size.
Yeah.
So James, give us a little rundown who you are for those folks that don't know you.
Well, James Moore. I've been a longtime friend of yours since I met your younger brother in school back in Fremont Junior High, and I think it was like 90, 89, 90. I don't remember. It's so long ago. 8th grade. That's all I remember. It was 8th grade, somewhere around in there. And him and I have been friends forever. Got to know you through him. All the years hanging out together, partying, cruising. Harvard on Friday and Saturday nights, is finding the parties and having fun.
I do not remember you guys ever partying.
Doing the
at
kid
all.
thing.
I remember you guys
You
coming
were
out.
doing your own kind of thing.
I remember you guys coming out
Dave
cruising,
and
but I don't
Will.
remember you guys doing any partying.
Well, we tried.
All I remember is you guys coming and telling us that someone was trying to beat you up and we had to go scare them off from you.
Yeah, that was that. I was pretty scrawny back then.
Actually, I remember a lot of it.
I didn't
Joe
break
Jenkins.
125 pounds until I was 30, so, you know,
Yeah.
it's like my metabolism decided to come to a screeching halt.
But Mike's known you even longer.
Oh, yeah.
Mike's known you
Yeah.
since you were like a little fetus.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Maybe.
There's quite a few years before
let's
that.
See, you and Tracy met
in green school.
Yeah, green
in the
elementary
6th
school.
grade.
Before he was a fetus?
Sixth grade for you,
we
so
were-
I would have been in 3rd, yeah.
Yep, you were a little shit.
Jesus. Freaking still running around with your little freaking He-Mans and shit.
Yeah.
Thundercats. Get it
Thundercats.
right. Thundercats.
So you had the matching backpack and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And lunchbox.
Yeah.
And lunchbox.
He was still carrying that in high school.
Well, yeah.
I still have those lunchboxes.
He'd get a new one every couple of years.
I'm
Every
not
couple
surprised
of
at all.
years.
You're a freaking collector.
I
dude.
am a collector. That's why I have the handle that I do.
Yep.
And like the Comic Collector 87. 87 is the year that I got my first comic book.
I was wondering where the number came from.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he's not born in 87.
No,
so-
no, it's just, I came up with that number just because, you know, that's the first year that I got my very first comic book from Ray's Food Mart in Central Point.
Nice.
I just happened to go down there to visit my dad for the weekend. And
Was it the Spider-Man or Batman?
yeah, it was a
I
Spider-Man.
freaking knew it.
Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 327. I have it
You
hanging
even-
on my wall in
Because
my
you are
bedroom.
like the biggest Spider-Man fan ever. Spider-Man and Batman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, Carnage, all that.
You had the underoos and everything.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I got pictures of me even younger of the old underoos and the.
You know, because
everything.
you and his brother used to freaking torture
Yeah,
him.
you guys tortured the
Well,
crap.
maybe.
Just a little bit here and there.
We was just playing.
Yeah,
That's
I always say that I didn't grow up with one older brother. I had at least 3 or 4
Yes.
between Mike and Sean and Eddie.
Yep.
I didn't have any older brothers,
No, you didn't.
but I had older cousins, and they tormented me whenever I was around them.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the job.
Yeah, one of them,
not really.
One of
You're
them-
supposed to love each other.
Oh, yeah.
Come
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
one of
You're
them
right,
strapped
right.
me to the handlebars of his dirt bike.
Holy
No.
shit.
and then tried to, went flying through the forest with me on the front of his dirt bike, and then tried to climb a tree with me on there.
Hold on, kid.
And then I remember,
Good times.
Stop screaming.
I remember I was a little kid,
Shut up.
and they pulled out a Playboy, and they were like, "Check this out!" And I was like screaming, "No, no!"
Yeah.
I was a little kid though, so
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little
I don't
different.
think people even get Playboys now.
I don't think so.
It's just a,
It's, all that stuff's available online.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Just clear your cache.
Yeah. But I guess that's
Constantly.
Clear your.
that's
Route.
part of the job of being an older brother or an older cousin or whoever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is to torment your younger.
Yeah, but you got to do it nicely,
Oh,
But
yeah.
still
Dude, that takes all
hang
the
out
fun
with
out of
them.
it.
Thank
All right,
you.
so look
Thank
at you
you.
and your brother. You guys were pretty tight through, older adolescent.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, even when we were teenagers, I remember hanging out with you a lot.
actually, that's
going to the
about
same
the
parties.
time when you guys became friends.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it and figured out when that was. That's about the time that he and I that I realized that he was my little brother and that I needed to
Take
be
care
there
of
for him
him
and not
Mhm.
just beat him up.
Teach him.
Yeah.
And
Before that,
it was on.
Oh, yeah.
Game on.
all we did was fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah. He saw it. I remember Eddie pulling Tracy off of me once.
Huh?
But this was back when we were living at the apartments on Umpqua. I was skateboarding, heavy skateboarding all the time, and Tracy'd always pick on me and call me names. And I came home
Damn
one
skater
day,
punk.
and I was having a bad day from school or something. I had my skateboard in my arms. Tracy and Eddie were there, and Tracy mouthed off to me, so I mouthed right
Pink.
back to him, and
I
he
remember
comes
when-
running into the bedroom to, slam me up against the wall and threw me on the bed, and Eddie pulled him off of me, and
Yeah.
and
We never did anything like that.
No.
I do remember one time on military when you guys lived up there, Tracy and I found a bee nest
yeah,
and we talked you in or convinced you somehow to go over there by the bricks and you got the shit stung out of you.
oh god, there's that, and also the spaghetti incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the wall.
Yeah. We were sitting and having dinner, all sitting down.
I think that was the first time.
Spaghetti night, and
Yeah.
Sean was there, you were there, and Tracy and I. And Tracy hit his knee really bad, and he was having growing pains during that time frame. So his knees were always hurting all the time, and he ended up hitting his knee on something. And I think it was Sean or you leaned over and told me to tell Tracy something.
Don't have, yeah, yep.
And so I'm like thinking, oh, cool.
And you're
My,
like,
my
okay.
brother's friends are actually talking to me and telling me to do things. I didn't think anything of it. I was like 11 or, I was like 11 or
be a
12 years
puss or
old.
something like that. Yeah.
And so I said it, and Tracy, he didn't have a reaction. He just got up, came and sat down at the table and grabbed a fork full of spaghetti and threw it at me across the table. And then the screaming fight was on.
Yes.
It was just fun.
Oh,
Good
that's the
times.
best.
Good times. Now, since we look back at it, it's good times.
Yeah, me and little brother were we were horrible when we were young. Dude. We used to just scrap it out.
Really.
Get each other in trouble. And
I remember when he went through his little skater phase, though.
No, Marcos never really did
He
have that
tried
whole
to. He just
skater
never
thing.
really
Yeah,
could
no.
skate.
he was there for the girls.
Yeah, just to hang out. He always had his hacky sack with him.
Yeah.
So he'd hang out wearing his shorts and his
That was
Marlboro
one thing
hat
that we did-
backwards. all
That
the
was
time.
one thing that we did have in common was we both played a lot of hacky.
The
A
old
lot of
hacky sack.
all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Especially
thing.
that house that you guys lived at down by the railroad tracks, down by the bus barn.
Yeah.
Close. I can't. It's not Mosier. I
Flint
can't remember
or-
what road it was.
Fullerton,
It was
Flint,
down on Hoover.
Hoover.
Hoover. Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
And we'd all
one of
go
my
out there.
customers now, one of my good customers owns that house. And lives
No,
there
really?
now. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
The first time he came in to get something and I read his address, I was like, why does that sound familiar?
No.
And then it all clicked and I was like, no
Hey.
way, dude.
I lived in that
That's
house.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Stayed a lot of nights in that house. Saw a few fights in that house.
There was a lot of shit that happened in that fucking house.
A lot of shit. A lot of shit. A lot of people there. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I remember having a couple parties where everybody parked up at the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
And it looked like Night of the Living Dead walking.
Nelson-
All these
Nelson
people
Park,
walking
yeah.
to my house.
I remember one of those parties because I was there, and Marcos and we came outside. I think Josh Kazee was there, and a couple more of our friends. Keith might have been there also, and we heard some noise down the road, so we came outside, and we go to the middle of the street, and we could just see the crowd of people walking behind you to the house, and the party was on.
That's what happened when I had a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the ambiance.
We would just have keggers out at the house on Wilson Collins and have a big bonfire going.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun, dude.
Yeah.
So, you grew up in Roseburg, though, right?
I did. Born and raised.
Pretty much.
Daughters are 6th generation of my family.
Yeah.
Family's been here since 1883. That's when they came over on a...
But there's
Boat.
nobody here now.
There isn't. I don't have
You guys
anybody
are,
left.
The majority of your family's down there, isn't it? Or down in Medford area?
That and passed away now. I have Danielle and her husband and kids up in Springfield. I got my sister-in-law, her husband and kids over in Coquille. My oldest daughter's over in Port Orford. But I got
Still Oregon based.
Yeah, it's all still Oregon. You know,
There's a bartender here in town. I don't remember what her name is, but she's like the splitting image of freaking Danielle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, she's up there. She doesn't have any grandkids yet, but she's got 3 boys.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I got mom and dad and my older brother are down in Medford along with all my kids and one of his kids. His oldest lives, I can't remember where. I think it's like Montana or something like that. He does welding for a job. Makes really good money.
Your kid's kid?
No, my
your nephew.
brother's
Oh, one of your
oldest.
brothers. Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Christopher. Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
Good little family.
Yeah.
Looks like you guys are all pretty tight.
Yeah, we're pretty tight. Every Friday we have family dinner. All my kids, minus my oldest daughter, so my son and his
That's
wife
awesome.
and kids, and my daughter and her husband, they all come over Friday nights for dinner. We're doing dinner tonight. It's supposed to be at 4, so I got to drive home right after this.
You've been in Medford, though, for like the last 25 years.
20 years. We moved down there in 06, and it was about 6 months after we got married, my wife and I. We moved down to Medford in 06, and we've bought our first house in 09. So I've been in that place ever since.
Nice.
Raised the kids, and
You like it down there?
I do. There's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of different stores to shop at, more opportunities, lots of fishing.
So it's the population's just a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
than
it
Roseburg, or-
is
No, it's a
bigger
lot
than
bigger.
it's a lot bigger than Roseburg. Roseburg has grown up a little bit more since I lived here.
I think we're
You
still
have
like
a
24,
lot more stuff going
23,000,
on.
24.
Medford has like 150.
Oh,
It's
no
like
shit.
Eugene, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just way more spread out than
Right.
Eugene.
yeah.
So,
Because Medford's got, you have South Medford, North Medford, White City, Eagle Point. It's all kind of like interconnected with each other. Phoenix Talent.
I spent a
Even
little bit of
Ashland.
time down there years and years ago. But then I really haven't been down there much other than when we go do family things with Sarah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
when we do that, we're out
Yeah.
Eagle Point or Shady Cove, which there's nothing going on out there.
No, there's not.
But now, Mariah's been living down there for 2 years now. And, so we've been going down to visit them every once in a while. And, every time I'm trying to find different things. Cause when you hang out with your kids,
Mhm.
like,
There's
you're
only
doing your best to like keep a conversation going
Yep.
and stuff, but
Yeah.
really they're your kids. So you're
They
all
have their
comfortable
lives,
just
yeah.
chilling, you
Yeah.
know? And, but that gets pretty boring.
Mhm.
So we try and find some things to do. Last time we went down and took them to a couple of, we went like, secondhand store shopping and stuff. And which
Did
they
some-
really like doing that
You
anyways.
did
Yeah.
some thrifting, eh?
Yeah. Apparently now every time we go out and do that,
Mm-hmm.
like that becomes their new favorite store, and they only go back to that store. I'm
Really?
like, there's a bunch. You guys can just
a
explore
lot.
some other
There's
stores.
so many.
They're like, yeah, but we really like that one. And I was like, okay.
Let's
The
go
cool
find
thing
another
is
one.
certain towns will have like a weekend full of nothing but like garage sale, yard
Yeah,
sales.
sure.
Like Phoenix is
Community
coming up.
wise. Yeah.
Central Point's doing, I think it's this weekend, is doing their local wide garage sale and yard sale. So
Yeah.
it's just Central Point, so you can get out and just walk throughout.
But like you
Central
were telling me
Point.
about that restaurant bar place today.
Yeah, the Copper Plank.
Yeah. I'm
You know,
totally going
it's-
to go check that out.
Dude, it's so good. It's so nice. We were there. We've been there 4 times now, I believe. And it's kind of gotten my wife's and my favorite place to go.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that just sounds
it's
fun.
almost like one of those staples that's just it's in your back pocket. You're like, we'll definitely go there if this doesn't work out. Like one night we tried to go do Chinese food. We pull up. No one's in the parking lot. It's a new Chinese place that has those robots that brings the food to you. Yeah, so we wanted to just check that out, and we pull up, and they're closed on that day that we were going out. I was like, okay, well, we were talking about 4 Daughters
What the
Irish
fuck,
pub.
dude? More robots don't care what day they work.
No
I know exactly. I was like, they don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
They just know what table to bring your food to.
Number 4.
Exactly. And so we decided, we were like, okay, let's go down to 4 Daughters. 4 Daughters is a 2-story Irish pub. Great food, great atmosphere. If you like stuff like that, beautiful sit down area, pool tables, stuff like
Dude,
that.
I'm learning
And
all these new
I
places.
know. We
And
don't have shit like that.
we
around
get
here.
over there and we get parked.
a
And,
handful.
the front door's open. Dude's just hanging out by the front door and everything, smoking a cigarette. And we walk up and he's like, "Oh, 4 Daughters closed today and tomorrow." I'm like,
What
"Why
the
do you
fuck?
have the door open there?"
You got shit
bro?"
luck.
I know.
Yeah.
You're like,
So
even the
we're just
robots
like,
are
all right,
gone.
we're like a block and a half away from Copper Plank. Let's go over there. So we do. It's in the old Elks Lodge. So
Did you say it was
all
a
the-
brewery or a
no, it's
steakhouse?
just
or
a pizzeria.
pizzeria.
Yeah, it's the old Elks Lodge went out, got a new building or something. I'm not sure because I'm not an elk, so I don't know what exactly happened. I didn't do any research on it. So, but
order
the
of
Copper
water
Plank, this
buffalo.
restaurant came open, and they have dartboards and a bar sitting area. They have another hall that has tables and TVs everywhere, so you can watch games, or you can go into another section of the building that is a sit down, has a fireplace and board games and books and everything. So you kind of have different types of atmospheres. They have a actual dartboard tournaments
Yeah.
going on down there. They have live bands playing down there occasionally.
Wow.
So
They must have real darts, dude, because you cannot fucking really play darts with those sticky things.
No, these are good dartboards.
Right
They're
on.
there. They have the proper lined out boxes for you to stand in and everything. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Nice.
And the week that we were there, they were like, "Oh yeah, this coming Wednesday we're changing our whole menus, getting like 18 new items added to it." And
Nice.
so we were like, "What, really?" Because before there was like soups and salads and pizzas, but the pizzas were limited of their style. But you could
You must have
create
been there
your
like
own.
right when they were opening up. or something.
Shortly after, yeah. We my
They have
wife,
wings?
What's that?
They have wings?
No,
Oh.
I have not seen that on the menu yet. We're needing to go back in there to check out the new menu. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it might be
Yeah,
available.
we might have to
online,
check it out. I'm going to take
updated.
Mariah and her boyfriend down there.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can play some board games while we're
Yeah.
eating pizza.
Hit us up. We'll go with you.
I'll kick their ass at darts.
There you go. Yeah. Hit us up when
I
we're
used to
down
be
there.
okay
We'll
at
go with you.
darts.
Yeah.
Not like Ted Lasso good, but I was doing all right.
That was when you were working out?
Hmm?
When you were working out?
Yeah, because you need to do that to play darts.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you
Because
that's
those
one of
darts
those-
are pretty heavy.
That's another one of those sports that you can get fatter while you're
It's
playing.
all in the wrist, baby.
It's all in the wrist.
Yeah. That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, it's because my wife and I got to the point where we go out for dinner on Monday nights every week.
Oh, it's like date night.
Yeah, it's just us going out, go check out something new, something different, see what's out there, get some drinks, have some food, try out the food, hope the food's really good, and see how the atmosphere is, because we all want that one place that everyone knows your name, like Cheers. as that'd be nice. And
That's quad survival for me.
Mike and I have that place, but
Yeah.
we don't. My wife and I, we don't really go out. So
Up in the woods.
yeah, and nobody knows our name there.
yeah.
The squirrels.
Freaking Bigfoot.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something that we kind of look forward to. We bounce back and forth on who picks each week, and sometimes
Who's better at picking?
I think it's pretty equal.
Oh, my God, you're such a pussy.
Come on.
Oh, shut up. I mean, it is kind of equal. I'll just be like, I'm feeling like burgers tonight. Let's go find a different burger place. Or
Well,
she'll be
that's
like, I
pretty
want
damn
pizza
neat.
tonight. Where do you want to go?
That's
And I'm
cool.
like, well, cool. Let's go to Kaleidoscope or Copper Plank or something.
Kaleidoscope is the bomb, dude.
Dude, Kaleidoscope is so good.
It's expensive, but it's
It is
good shit.
expensive.
Yeah.
It definitely is expensive.
We've been there a couple times with the kids, and that's
Yeah.
good pizza, dude.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I'm not eating that shit right now, though, so
No?
trying not to eat carbs and shit. So.
Gotcha. So,
Trying
carbless,
to- trying
carbless
to-
pizza.
I don't
Just
mind.
a plate of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Just a plate of
I'm
meat.
good with that.
My wife does that sometime when she's just done and over with carbs. She'll just scrape the stuff off the top of the
Yeah,
pizza.
that's
and
what
eat it.
I'm pretty sure that's what I did last time I went to Kaleidoscope. I got wings and I scraped the stuff off the top of the piece of pizza.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they have some good pizza there.
but yeah, they have good shit. Oh, so what else you guys been doing down there? I mean, you said your kids are all kind of starting their little jobs, and you got a
they all
granddaughter, new grandkid,
got a new grandkid. Got another
what's
one.
your oldest?
Cooking on the way. My oldest is 26, Cody.
26.
She is from my first marriage.
Yeah.
With Selena.
I just couldn't remember.
She was. She lives over at the coast, over at her mom's place.
Really close to my daughter's age.
Yeah.
So,
And then Tony,
I think
he's 4
Kelsey's a
months
couple years
younger
older.
than Cody. So, he works at Timber Products there in Medford, and they just moved out almost 2 months ago. They've got their own place out in Eagle Point area.
nice.
It's a pretty decent place. It needs the home needs some serious work, but the owner doesn't want to do the work because he's planning on tearing it down in a couple of years. So he's just renting the house to them, dirt cheap.
Oh, good. That'll give him some time to put some money away. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the dude because he just, after they moved in, he had to come in and install a brand new double oven in the wall because the one that was there wasn't working.
nice.
The electrical worked. You could turn it on. You could see the clock and everything, and it would make noise when you would touch all the buttons, but nothing would happen. So and we brought Papa Murphy's out for that first night, and we're like, oh, well, we'll take these home with us. Let's run to Taco Bell real quick, and then we'll be right back.
You ever cook Papa Murphy's on a barbecue grill?
Barbecue.
No, I have not.
It
I've seen a
works.
lot of people do it. Yeah,
It works,
in
but-
either the pizza oven outside or a barbecue grill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the homeowner put that in, had to put in a new hot water heater, and he had to have somebody come out and service the HVAC system. So I'm like, wow, this guy's
He
putting
just put some
money
money
in
in. Yeah.
to a house you're planning on tearing down in a couple of years, but you can remove that stuff. And,
Had no choice though if he wanted to
yeah,
rent it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kids got a pretty sweet deal. They pay a certain amount in rent per month, and they pay half the electricity, and they pay for their own internet. That's it. Because next to the house is a barn dominium that the owner and his wife and kids live
So
in.
they take care of the rest
Yeah.
of the time. That's cool.
So, the homeowners are there. They can be able to fix anything that's available. And also, they get a little extra income coming in. So.
Yeah.
And it gets my son his first place to
Sure.
live with his family. So it's nice. My daughter and her husband have a little 1-bedroom apartment back behind the Medford Library, a couple streets back.
Nice.
So it's an all right area.
So
of town.
where are you sitting at on grad kids?
I got a granddaughter, Oliviana. She is 19 months old now. She'll be 2 in
The little
October.
one, huh?
And Lexus, she is pregnant with the second. Found out it's a little boy. I'm going to name him Theodore Thomas. And I have a +1 granddaughter, Cadence. She's my son's wife's oldest daughter.
Sure.
So my son is a stepdad also. So
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Nice little
Big
family.
grandkids are the best.
Yeah.
dude, they're so good. Cadence doesn't really talk to us too much, but it's the age. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she's 11, so she doesn't want anything to do with the old people, you know.
I was talking with my daughter's father-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
and because we're pretty close. When they come to town, we hang out. And
Nice.
anyways, I was talking to him, and I was telling him that as soon as my youngest granddaughter, who I think she turned 2, yeah, I'm pretty sure she just turned 2.
Mm-hmm.
I could be completely wrong. I'm a horrible grandfather. I don't know.
She's still little.
She's just
Still little.
She's just starting to talk a little and stuff, right?
Okay.
Anyways,
Running.
and she just started liking me.
Yeah.
Up until now, she didn't want nothing to do with me.
Okay.
But anyways, I was telling him that as soon as she gets a little bit older, which might be this summer, that I want to work. I want him to come when he's in town one of these times. I want to work it out, and we're gonna make a whole day. We're gonna like buy them little costumes and shit as little pirates,
Yeah.
and we're gonna stage a whole treasure hunt
Oh, okay.
and make them follow clues and a map and everything, dude.
Okay.
And he's totally down with it, dude.
That's
But yeah, we're gonna go out there early and bury a freaking treasure and everything. It's gonna be
Nice.
awesome.
nice.
We'll probably end up doing it some kind of like a camping trip or something.
That would be fun.
But either way, you get grandkids, all of a sudden you got these ideas.
It's just,
Oh yeah.
And my grandkids have like the biggest imagination you've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. Just
Memories for the rest of
watching
their-
my granddaughter, because they were living with us for almost 6 months. So I got to see my granddaughter every single day.
Mhm.
And just coming home and seeing a 18-month-old, you know, it's just the look on her face when you come home
Yep.
and she sees you and she's used to you. You're just like, your heart melts.
Yep.
You just want to be around her and all that. So it's really fun. But then also you need, you know, I learned that you got to make sure that you maintain, you know, a step back and make sure that your own kids are doing the parenting and you're
yeah,
not.
you're not.
Because you've already done it all, and so you're just kind of more chill. And you're like, oh, yeah, you can do that. That's no problem. And then parents are like, wait, what?
What? Why'd you give him the red dye?
Like, because it's M&M's.
That's yeah, it's fun though. I love it.
It is. It's so fun. I can't wait to play with Theodore when he gets here. And, you know, and he should be born late July, I believe.
Wow,
Cool.
coming up quick.
Coming up quick.
Couple months.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you miss Roseburg at all?
I do miss it a little bit. I mean, the
Oh.
familiarity of it, you
Plenty
know,
of
knowing
time has
where all the
elapsed.
fishing
No-
spots are,
Nobody
knowing
misses
where this is at,
Roseburg. Come on.
you know. Like, all right, so like Roseburg, you got 2 different rivers running through it, so you can it's very easily accessible. Medford, you got to drive 20 minutes or longer to
One
go
river.
get to the one river, and then trying to find that one spot
That there isn't
that
a
you can
million
get
fucking
to.
people.
to go fishing. So I'm just like, no more river fishing. I don't want to take that much time. That's too much.
Yeah,
You know,
I get that.
my brother and our best friend Garrett. I think you remember Garrett growing up.
I think
He
so.
was the Potmeyers.
Yes.
Yeah. So Garrett Potmeyer, he's a real estate appraiser now, has his own company, built his own house, all that fun stuff. And we started doing yearly fishing trips
Nice.
on the Rogue there in Grants Pass. Started doing
Out of a boat?
steelhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a guy that he knew through another guy that does his own guided tours and everything. And we get out there on the water at like 5:30 in the morning, right at the sunrise.
The
It's
upper
gorgeous.
rogue, or do you
Yeah, up on the Rogue there in
go to
Grants
Clear
Pass.
Gold Beach or whatever?
We didn't do Gold Beach until quite a few years later, and we finally got the opportunity to go to Gold Beach.
That's
and
fun.
Wow, the first year that we were there, everyone caught a king salmon, and pulling one of
Nice.
those things in, man. Oh, it was the greatest feeling ever. Just wow. And then the following year, we went out again to Gold Beach, and I was the only one that caught something that year.
Hit or miss?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. It was good times. I got salmon and steelhead. And the weird thing is, I don't even eat the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just give it away. I love catching fish. No problem.
I love going fishing. I could give a shit
The
less
act
if I
of
catch
fishing.
anything.
Yeah.
I would like to, if I'm going to take that time to go fishing, I'll go
You want it
fishing,
to
but
pay
I would
off.
really like to have something to bring back.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not going to eat it, I'll give it to somebody. I don't care.
I go out with my one buddy Ernie. It's supposed to be
remember Ernie.
every year, but it's turned into like every other year because something always comes up and we end up
Damn.
having to cancel. But
That's adulthood.
yeah,
No shit.
but neither one of us give a shit about actually catching any fish.
You just end up just bullshitting the whole time.
He doesn't eat fish at all,
No.
and I mean, if I have it, great. If not, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just
You'll go searching for it.
It's just a day for me to get out and
Man
not
time.
worry about work or not worry about
Nothing.
anything, you know.
And also just the simplicity of hearing the river and the sound of the outdoors and everything. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, let's just hang out with buddies, dude.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's one thing I liked is just go hang out. Basically,
I will
with
say
my
though,
brothers.
I am almost a professional fisherman, and I always catch my limit.
Yeah.
Even though I put zero effort into it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's nice on those guided ones because you're not having to tie your line. You're
No.
not having
You
to
pay someone to do it.
rebait your hook or anything.
our buddy
He's
Dan's
got-
the fishing guy.
He's
so
got a guy that's, or
Yeah.
his wife is, or son, or whichever that he has with him, will do all that work, and you're just sitting there
Cool.
and
Yeah.
being told, okay, cast out this
Right over
way,
there.
let it
Yeah.
go.
He even tells me when I need to. He goes, "Oh, you got one on." He tells me what
He
to
would.
do. Yeah.
Start reeling.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Like,
really,
okay, James, just put your tip down a little bit further. All right, pull back. Start pulling.
I just do my best not to lose too much of his shit.
Yeah.
Tree fishing.
I do
Oh,
some
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Get that branch.
Yeah,
Or the underwater log.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Lost a lot of line from those.
But yeah, so we do the same thing. I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Mike and I used to go fishing quite a bit, but we haven't been fishing in a few years.
Nah.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years since
We need
I've
to
been
do that.
fishing.
I know. We need to do a lot of stuff.
We never caught shit.
No.
Other than a buzz.
We do it. We're good at
Well, obviously. I mean,
that. We're professionals.
Yeah.
that's the easy part.
That's the easy part.
Yeah, we usually make fun of people a lot too.
Yeah. People watch.
Yeah.
That's always fun. So, we became friends from my little brother.
Yeah.
And at some point along the line, I know you must have started way before I even got into it, but I know little brother and me both kind of got into comic books and stuff too.
Mhm.
But you've gone way off on
I
that.
excelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I excelled.
You
yes.
never stopped.
No.
You just kept
Well,
going.
I stopped for like 6 years
So,
and then quit smoking after that and decided to put that money back into comics.
Wow.
I'm like, if I'm spending money on cigarettes, I can spend it on comics.
I honestly have no idea what even happened to all my comic books.
You gave them to me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You had a whole bunch of Boris the Bear and X-Men.
that's
and
right. I knew I had a bunch of comics and then
Yeah.
they were all gone.
It was high school. It was just, I think I was like junior or senior year. You were already graduated and you're just like, here.
That was probably when I was going to the army or whatever.
I think so. And you're just like, here, James, you want my comics? I'm like, sure. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I want those back.
Nope. Well, you're going to have to talk to one of the owners of Neverland Comics back in the 90s to get some of them
yeah,
back.
Yeah, you're like, I traded that shit off
Yeah,
for stuff I wanted.
Dude, I traded some of them, a good portion of them I traded off.
Yeah.
Got in-store credit.
That's because they were not Spider-Man.
yeah.
They weren't in my wheelhouse of collectibles.
Yeah.
And at that
Fucking
time...
Carlos
Yep.
Care Bear fucking comics.
No, it was
Boris the Bear was not a Care Bear.
No.
If he was a Care Bear,
He was
he'd
more
be
like
the
he
worst.
was more like a freaking gun shop bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. You'd see him. Certain covers, he'd be drawn up as a Punisher.
Yeah.
Have all these guns and everything and bayonets.
Yeah.
It was fun.
What do you like about comics, though? I mean,
Just now being an adult, reading them, following the stories that go along with it. The writers, the different type of writers,
The story
the artwork,
lines.
the cover artwork, and see where, And now I've gotten to the point where I follow certain writers or artists, and like for DC Comics, just seeing certain collaborations between certain artists and writers coming back together and doing another storyline. And I'm just like, oh, this is going to be epic. So, this artwork is phenomenal.
Just the progression of,
the story being told out and across 10 books of something. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think
really
I always kind of like the stories, but I've always really liked the art.
Yeah.
And
then now these
there's
days,
some really broad, I mean, there's some off the wall art.
Yeah.
And especially now. And then I've noticed there's a lot of it, because I just recently got back into it, and there's a lot of, you can tell it's just generated from a computer. It's not even
AI
an artist. Yeah. Which I will say that even
Some
the
of that's
computer
cool.
generated stuff is still
It takes talent.
Those guys know what they're doing, but it's not the same as the ones that were hand drawn and colored. And
yeah, my neighbor's nephew Nathan, he's really into AI enhanced imaging. So he'll find certain images or create certain images and then put it into this program, and it just digitally enhances it to a 4K level.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you have a good video card and screen to really see this stuff, it's pretty epic. So I gave him a whole bunch of picture slides that I had on my computer of certain images that I've grabbed, and he upscaled everything for me.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
You're playing with every little bit on the weekly newsletter thing.
Yeah, I mean, I started playing with like ChatGPT a little bit to generate images, and
some of them were pretty cool.
I got that program on my computer.
And then I just
haven't played
used
with
Canva
it
and stuff to make posts and create stuff. I mean, I've gotten pretty good with it, but there's so much shit you can do. I had actually started trying to learn how to do Adobe Illustrator and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But
I got a couple friends that are a little familiar with that.
I was trying to learn it online by myself, and I just, it's one of those things that you kind of got to have time to play with it.
You really do.
I'm trying to run a business at the same time. I just don't have time to do it all.
Be a husband, be a father, be a grandparent.
Yeah, I'm pretty shit at all that stuff. But
yeah, that's always in the background noise.
Yeah.
It's important to me. I'm just not good at putting a lot of time into it. So.
Hey, we're men. We always fall short of something.
Gets better.
But I've just kind of like gotten into, computer editing, video editing with my servers and everything, and cutting and cropping videos, enhancing.
I really dig, because, so backtracking a little, you started a TikTok thing.
I did.
Which I know is mostly just for you.
It is. It is. But I'm up to 330 some odd followers. So
But I really like it when you put together the freaking old school cartoons.
Yes, I use CapCut for that.
It's funny, dude. He's like, enjoy 3 minutes of Thundercats or something.
Well, I found like with TikTok, on your mobile version, you have a limit up to 10 minutes to be able to upload a video. But if you use TikTok on your computer, you can use a different program to edit your videos, and TikTok will allow you to upload up to 30-minute file.
Wow.
So a lot of the old cartoons that we all grew up with, all the Hanna-Barbera stuff, and like my favorite is the old black and white Popeyes. And I can make in black and white Popeyes are like between 5 to 10 minutes long, no big deal, and I could just add some caption at the beginning and the end. But like I started thinking, I'm like, well, now I can be able to upload full episodes. Maybe that will make some people happy, and it does. I get comments about thanking for adding these on, and I've been doing the first season of Thundercats on there already, and I tried doing some Scooby-Doo, but TikTok was like, oh, this is under copyright infringement. I'm like, really? Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
But I did find out since I started putting Hanna-Barbera up, they don't care because it's so old from the 60s.
Dude, half the Hanna-Barbera characters, people don't even remember.
Oh, I know. And that's the main reason why I'm putting it up there, so that way it
We
kinda
were
gets
talking
out
about
there.
one.
We just did.
Who were we talking about?
I don't know, but we.
Dastardly Dog or something?
Oh,
like
Yeah,
that?
That was
what
on
did they call
the,
that?
Wacky Racers.
The Racers, yeah.
Yeah, the Wacky Racers had...
Mike had it in his
Penelope
head,
Pit
none of the rest
Stop
of us could remember what the
Yeah,
hell he was talking about.
That was Penelope Pit Stop and the Dastardly.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, they had the Wacky Racers and then the Laugh Olympics back then.
Wacky Racers was supposed to be like a cartoon version of like Cannonball Run, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
They'd always.
It was an
based
animated
off of-
version for us kids for Cannonball Run.
Dude, I miss Saturday morning cartoons.
What was the
so
dog?
much.
It was the best, dude.
They always had the dog, and he was always had that real raspy laugh.
Yeah, I remember him. I can't remember.
I don't remember the name, but
yeah, I've been putting up Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman.
And the cool thing is with Captain Caveman, in the 30-minute episodes, there's 2 episodes in that they did back to back. Been doing Droopy Dog. Also, those are pretty funny. Popeye, Thundercats. I think I just did
You should
Adam
dig out the
Ant.
Munchie-Cheese.
Snarf, 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 snarf.
The Monchi-Cheese.
Yeah, dude, they were
Oh
the
my
best.
gosh.
I don't know what it is, but every once in a while there's one that comes across either on Facebook or TikTok. It's Skeletor, and he always has some smart ass.
Yeah, I've been seeing that too.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Remember,
really?
kids.
Remember, kids.
Well, He-Man and G.I. Joe both had
Yeah.
the like PSAs.
Yeah, always.
Cartoons.
There was always.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thundercats did also at the end.
Did they?
Learning the lesson of what happened. And Snarf being a dumbass.
Snarf, snarf, snarf.
I did not watch that one very much. So.
I did. That was my go-to show. Most people had He-Man, G.I. Joe,
And then
and Thundercats.
the Barbarian one that was on.
Conan, not
No.
Conan, Thundar,
Yes.
the Barbarian.
On Saturday mornings.
Yep.
Dude, Saturday mornings were the best.
He had
Dude,
the-
it was
he
so
had
Gave
good.
you something to look forward
He had
to.
a crude ass lightsaber.
And your internal clock would just wake up at
Yeah.
like 6 o'clock on Sundays.
Sitting there eating that
Bowl of
shitty
cereal.
cereal.
All of us. I remember up on Military Street that house that we lived at. I would go downstairs, drag my sleeping bag and pillow
Always.
downstairs, and turn the TV on real quietly, make sure I didn't wake up my parents or my brother.
Yeah, I remember.
Lay there for hours.
I remember as I got older, it went later and later.
Mm-hmm. They did.
And then next thing you knew, there was cartoons on Sundays too. And
Yep. And then every morning before school and after school, and Cartoon Express came on for Nickelodeon Channel. And then now you get to today, you can get so many.
24. Fuck, I was at a bar somewhere and they were playing
Yeah.
cartoons. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, Cartoon Network doesn't exist anymore.
you know,
'cause
I
they
do
shut
like the
down.
Adult Swim. Like,
But
adults.
there's
Yeah.
so many apps out there for streaming now. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, you
Well, it's
can
funny
go
because
look for
cartoons
it.
now, there's either little kid cartoons,
Yeah.
which are like
or adult
stupid as
cartoons.
shit.
Yes. so
Or there's
stupid.
adult cartoons.
Well,
There's not cartoons for
even
Yeah.
for
was
junior
giving
high
my-
kids and
Yeah,
stuff.
no.
I mean, the ones that
What's
those
the-
kids are watching are really adult cartoons.
Yeah.
it's not.
Like Phineas and Ferb and shit. There's
Yeah.
so much adult shit in there.
What's the
There's so
stupid
much.
one with for the little kids? The little blue dog or the
Bluey?
Bluey
yeah.
from Disney Plus.
They have the. It's
Yeah.
all
My granddaughter
LGBTQ,
Oh, dude.
and then
there's so
they
many
they,
of
they need
those.
the parents smoking pot, and they need a time to relax and like what the fuck?
It's a new world, man. We're just living in it.
Yeah, there's been a few because Sarah, she was watching our grandkids full time, and then now she's not because my kids are their work schedule worked out now, so they don't have to do that. But
Okay.
there are so many of those cartoons that my wife is like, "Oh no, we're not watching this one anymore," because there's just stupid shit that they're throwing.
My
out there.
granddaughter's watching
Rick and Morty.
She watches Miss Rachel a lot, and she just got introduced probably about 4 or 5 months ago to Elmo.
Yeah,
So she really digs Elmo.
my youngest granddaughter loves Bluey, dude.
Bluey.
Yeah.
And I love that. Actually, that's a good show.
Yeah.
Because that show teaches kids to use their imagination.
Yeah.
Like no other freaking show. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I loved it when they were living with us, and Oliviana, she'd be sitting there watching Elmo, and it would be Sesame Street, part of a segment for Elmo separately. And then I'd see the Sesame Street part of it, and I'd just sit down and hang out with her and watch Sesame Street. This still feels the same.
Yeah.
Just new characters.
I couldn't even tell you the last time I even saw that show.
Yeah. It's not something I go seeking for, but if it's on and my granddaughter's watching it, I'll sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's entertaining enough.
Talking nugget of weed in the garbage can.
Yeah. Why is he a grouch then?
Yeah. But yeah, I like that part of your thing. I like
thank you.
I watch your
Appreciate
TikTok anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Appreciate it.
led you to do that?
You know, I was using TikTok for a while just as a viewer and everything, and I started working at Ashley's Furniture, and I was back in the assembly department.
You had free time on your hand. Huh?
Dude, there's so much free time. I could not believe it that if we were done with everything and our areas were clean, it's just basically hang out and wait for work to be done. You didn't get told to, get up off your ass and go do something. If you just made sure that you kept looking busy, you were fine. And the shop manager, he was awesome. He was probably about 10 years older than me, so he was a nice guy. And I just, I was bored one day and there was nothing in the shop to do. So we had a whole bunch of styrofoam. And so we had to go melt the styrofoam into these big old piles of solidified styrofoam. You have to wait for them to cool and then toss them in the dumpster. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to make a TikTok of this. And that was one of my first TikToks that kind of just went like, I don't want to say viral, but it got like over 4,000 views by now. And it's just something neat, showing how it all got grinded down and melted out and all that. And then I did a couple other videos of what the warehouse looked like and how much freight I had to put together. And just kind of, and then I got my job over at Walmart, and I didn't have access to that type of work anymore. So I'm like, well, what else am I going to do? I want to do something with my comics. So I started doing, TikToks on my comic books. And now it's gotten to the point to where I just, I kind of need to branch out a little bit more and do a little bit more videos on my collection. But primarily it just sits as that whenever I get new books, I just set them up on my cabinet and do videos of all my new books.
I know I was giving you a hard time. I told you need to start, tell us a little bit about what happens.
Yeah. I have thought about that as going back and doing a comic book recap segment.
I always give you a hard time.
I know you do.
I'm like, dude, did you get anything other than Spider-Man? You buy every storyline of Spider-Man.
No, not every. Close. No, I just, I've been a fan of Spider-Man since I was 4 years old,
When I first got back into comics just a year ago, I asked you for your recommendations, and everything you recommended was Spider-Man or Batman, and I was like, dude.
No, I was informing you on what I'm reading.
Yeah.
And that kind of pertains to what I'm doing. I told you to go down and talk to Brett.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How often do you go down there?
Not very often.
No.
But I did go enough that I got a subscription. He's probably got a pile of shit for me to pick
Probably
up.
does. You got to pick that up today.
I don't know if I'll make it today. I got shit to do.
I know. Same here.
But I'll try. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I picked 3 or 4 titles.
Yeah.
I think he recommended 6 or 8 that I bought.
Yeah.
And I narrowed it down after reading.
So what are you getting?
I don't even remember now, dude. I have a look. But mostly it's just stuff that I kind of related to the story and has good artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because that's not what I used to read. Was more I was really into superhero stuff.
Yeah.
But now not so much.
There's a lot of different companies out there that are putting out books that aren't superhero related or anything. It's just, and the artwork's just phenomenal on it. So
yeah, there's some cool shit out there. It's hard because I know like Brett Heroes Haven, he can't possibly read all those different comics. You know, he doesn't know what's going on in some of them.
No.
Like when I ask him for advice, he's telling me what's
hot and what
his
selling.
people are buying and stuff. So he doesn't know, and so you do your best to just kind of flip through some. Also, I've found that like periodically TikTok will just go that route, and I'll get referrals off of there, things to check out. But I'm also always looking for tattoo art too, like things that would be good tattoos and
seriously
stuff like that. So.
Like I don't know what genre it would be, but like Thor or Conan, that type of artwork.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I don't know if that's
old school Conan was badass.
medieval or
what's that?
Would that be called medieval or like?
Yeah, I mean, it also kind of determines on the perspective of the artist and how they decide to depict the characters and everything. Like I picked up some
warriors
books that was Batman and the Ninja Turtles together. And they had 3 different volumes. Each volume had I think 6 or 7 issues each. The story is pretty good, but the artwork, it was simple, but it just looked really good. And there was another collaboration that I think it was IDW Comic Company did, and it was He-Man and Thundercats came together. And the artwork was just really good. I really enjoyed that artwork.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like looking at the artwork. I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And I really, even sometimes I'll flip through just the books that are nothing but artwork. There's not even a story.
No story in it.
And just because I think some of that stuff's cool as hell, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some really good artists.
Yeah.
Who else? Do you like any other people besides Spider-Man and Batman?
Spider-Man, Batman, Green Lantern, Carnage.
But you're a superhero guy.
I am a superhero guy.
He was a Robin fan.
Oh.
He kind of looks like a Robin.
Oh. Thanks, guys.
Oh, shit. So, if you were going to be a superhero, what would your power be?
Green Lantern.
You just copy someone else's power? You can't even make up your own?
You're saying what I would be, not what I would create.
What would you like your power to be?
If there was a superpower out there to be available to us, I definitely would want a Green Lantern ring, just because of everything that comes along with it.
Yeah.
You can create constructs, you have all the intelligence in the known universe contained within the ring, instant translation for any language. You can go all the way down to the depths of the ocean, fly all the way out into outer space, and not have to worry about air tanks or anything like that. And you can go toe to toe with Superman.
It is pretty freaking overpowered.
It is very overpowered. It's been mentioned multiple times in comics that Green Lantern's ring is way overpowered. So
I'd keep it simple. I just want immortality, invisibility, and
that way you
maybe to fly.
That way you don't.
Mike's like, I don't want just one. I want like multiple powers.
Yeah.
That way you can't be seen but able to see everyone else.
That's right.
Yeah.
And just not have to worry about traveling. You can just fly there.
Yeah. Okay,
that's another thing.
I'll be there in a minute.
Ring. You get to fly wherever.
I don't know what I'd want to do. I definitely not want to be.
Isn't the storyline of that's an alien technology type
for Green Lantern?
The ring from out of this world, basically.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, duh.
It's not like us, or
it's not from the government. The government didn't. China.
No,
it's not stolen technology from.
They pulled that ring right out of Hoffa's ass
from Asia.
There you go. Exactly.
That's just
it's like one of the comic books that I got was Green Lantern and Star Trek collaboration.
What the hell?
Dude, it was funny.
He's slapping.
I enjoyed it.
It
was in
what,
the
old Star Trek or new Star?
No, the new Star
Next
Trek,
generation,
the new stuff with Chris Pine and everything.
So
it was that Star Trek, and the Green Lantern Corps and their villains merged into that universe.
Holy shit!
And yeah, it was an interesting storyline.
That guy was trying to take that motorcycle over the curb. Yeah, it's like the old man's going to die.
Yeah. He'll make it or he won't. God. People watching.
What?
Yep, people watching.
What would your weakness be, dude?
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know.
Fucking Mike's weakness would be midgets.
Hey,
Yeah,
boobies or midgets, yeah.
Mike could be on his way to save somebody and just have to flip a U-turn, dude. He'd be like, "Hold
Once
on."
again, I'm going to keep it simple.
once again. I don't know. Probably communication.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just going to do what I want, and you know,
Can't fucking explain it at all.
I'm not going to explain it to you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about it afterwards.
So you wouldn't be a married superhero?
I'm just really bad at communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like for this show here, I'm just driving up here. I'm like, what is he going to talk about? What is he wanting to know?
Dude, everybody.
Why is he
I have
asking
people
me?
ask me if I'll send them a list of stuff so that they can prepare, and I'm like, hell no.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to drop some stupid
just-
shit that I found. I said, basically, if your social media sucks, you're not going to have much to go on.
So good. So my social media does not suck,
No.
according to you.
And plus, we know you.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not
Yeah,
fantastic. You're
It's
just
out
lucky
there,
because
though.
I've known you long enough,
Yeah.
Holy shit.
and Mike's known you long enough. I knew Mike would fill in the gaps.
Yeah. Here's that.
Yeah,
I'm always here to help out.
Mike's
yeah.
here.
You're here for something.
Yeah. It's
The beers.
the man time.
The beers.
The beers.
That's only because he's out of gin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to the liquor store. Damn it.
Yeah, I might have to go there after.
It's all good.
You had a cabinet in here?
Right behind the door, I got like a full bar, dude.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Very nice.
Just missing the ice machine.
Dude, I need an ice machine bad.
Yeah.
I need an ice machine that makes giant cubes, dude.
No.
Just
yeah.
like whiskey glass cubes.
I just want a never-ending dispenser.
Yeah. Like a Slurpee machine, but
It
just
always-
with gin.
Yeah, you never have
Gin
to
and
get
tonic
those-
machine.
There you go.
Well, you got those Ninja Slurpees now.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
slushies.
exactly.
Yeah.
Make margaritas.
Have margaritas.
I've
just,
never seen you drink a margarita in your life.
It's too much work. Someone hands me one,
Yeah.
I'm drinking it.
I bought all the stuff to make old fashions at
I
home
know.
the other day.
Yeah.
I made 2 old fashions, and I was like, this is taking way too long.
Too much effort. Give me a damn ice cube.
need
Yeah.
it pre-made.
Yeah, I was like, screw this. I'll just drink whiskey.
Yeah. I actually had some Jack and Coke the other night, and I was just like, this. No. Scared. No. I wasn't.
Yeah,
feeling
you
it.
said you became allergic to alcohol?
Yeah,
That's not
you know,
unheard
because
of.
your body chemistry changes.
Oh, yeah.
About
you
every
know,
7 to
throughout your
10
life,
years.
like
yeah.
every 7-10 years, and you know, I've never had a problem with alcohol ever, other than drinking too much or people
Yeah.
handed me stuff,
Dude,
and I'm always
I
trying to
honestly-
keep up.
Never
I
been a
honestly
problem in my
never
life
remember
either.
you being excessive on anything.
There's-
You and my little brother never got into
Well,
No,
drugs,
no,
Really?
I just smoked weed all the time.
and you little brother drank quite a bit, but he
Yeah.
never. I don't think he ever got crazy.
No, he never
And
did.
I don't ever
not until
remember you
later in
getting-
his life when
I don't
he
ever
lost
remember
his
you getting-
license.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of the DUIs that he had.
just one.
He had more than one.
No, he didn't.
I thought he did.
Nope, just one.
Hmm.
Which was the story of him getting his DUI. Fucking hilarious, dude.
What is
And
it?
he
Tell me.
defended it till the end of his
Tell
time.
me.
Well, he told me that he got a DUI, and I was like, okay, what happened? He goes, well, he met Capone at Rumors,
Okay.
and they partied or whatever. And when they left, Capone drove first because Capone wasn't drunk,
Okay.
and little brother was following him. And he goes, the cop pulled in behind me, and I took my hand off the wheel. Took my hands off the wheel. I go, you took your hands off the wheel? He goes, yeah, I got my alignment done that day, so I knew I wouldn't swerve if I took my hands off the wheel.
No, he
What
didn't.
the
Yes.
fuck?
I was like, I just
It doesn't
busted
work
out.
that
I'm like,
way.
are you fucking serious? He goes, yeah, and I guess it started to go kind of veer off to one side, so I corrected it. It looked like I swerved, so he pulled me out.
He's like, dude, you did swerve.
He did swerve.
I was
Oh
like,
my
you're
God.
such
He
an
never told
idiot.
me that story.
Oh my god, dude, it was the funniest shit ever. Yeah,
He
I had
was
to
just
fuck with him so
embarrassed
hard
to-
about that.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Yeah, I took
No.
my hands off the wheel.
Yeah, I tried to get Marcos to smoke with me a lot. Smoke weed with me.
I think he learned his lesson about drugs from watching me.
Probably. Probably. He'd always drink when we'd have that time, but he was never a pot smoker.
No, he didn't like it. And he was afraid to do any other kind of drugs because he watched me be a total fuck up.
Yeah.
And scare the shit out of him with fucking stupid shit. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I guess if anything good came from it, it was that.
Yeah. But yeah, with my allergy, it just, for some reason, I don't know how it happened, because I used to have New Year's Eve parties a lot. My brother and some friends would come over, and I mean, we'd even have it to where Danielle and her kids and husband would drive down from Springfield and spend the entire weekend. If the New Year's was on a weekend, they'd spend the whole weekend, and we'd just get hammered. And one year, we went over to some family members that we met up with in Medford, went over to their house and had some champagne, and I had like 2 sips into the glass of champagne, and both Danielle and my wife were just like, "What's wrong with you? Are you all right?" And I didn't know.
Man. You got roofied.
Basically felt like it. But
dude,
yeah,
I feel like I'm
started
allergic
breaking
to champagne too because it tastes like shit.
I started breaking out and
French
red
fucked us
hives.
again.
My ears got like bright red and everything. My whole face was all flushed red, and I felt real weird. So I just kind of like pushed it aside and just let it be. And then I started testing it after the first year and be like, lining up different types of alcohols and beers and wines and hard alcohols, stuff with sugars, stuff without sugars, different types of
You were trying
ciders.
to figure out what you could
Yeah,
do.
I was trying
like,
to. I was looking at it more scientifically of like,
what the fuck's going on?
What is causing this effect? And basically it came down to if it had an alcohol % content in it, it would affect me. And
so you can't even do like NyQuil and shit.
I mean, I can, but
You
I
go
gotta
right to sleep, huh?
Jeez.
But yeah, it's no, NyQuil's fine. I can do the pills. They don't affect
like
me
you
or
say, it's probably a
anything.
percentage.
Yeah. So I just I will drink a little alcohol here or there when I'm out and about, but
Me too.
I try to, well, you're a little bit and my little bit are totally different levels. And so I just try to maintain. I'll drink at home and just be real careful. And I don't drink very much as it is anyways. I'm turning 50 this year. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need to feel like shit the next morning.
I never feel like shit, by the way.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Because I'm a professional.
Yeah.
No, that's good though, dude.
Carlos never gets sick.
It's crazy though. Sarah had the same thing. She became allergic to zucchini, which used to be one of her favorite things to eat.
Yeah.
And she gets. You're
You-
talking about hives, dude.
Yeah.
You could take the
She
plant,
looks like. Have you seen that episode of Big Bang Theory where freaking,
Yeah, we could.
where he
When
freaking eats the
Howard-
nuts to keep him at the freaking hospital?
Yeah.
That's Sarah when she eats
Wow.
zucchini,
If
and
she-
that's
You have
she,
to have an EpiPen?
Yes, she
she's
does.
got them now. Yeah,
She's got them.
but I mean that's even
She can't
like
even
if something was cooked in a
touch
pan
him.
that had zucchini in it.
Yeah. I mean, I even talked to my doctor at the time when I had one and told her all about it. My wife was there and concerned, and we explained everything. And the doctor was just like, well, all your blood work came back fine. It doesn't show anything in your system about that. But
You just have to have a test panel of what you're allergic to.
yeah, and nothing came back negative, and she just basically said, "Be careful.
Yeah, you won't die.
You're not going to die. You don't
uncomfortable.
need." Yeah, she didn't state that I needed to have a EpiPen on hand, but just try to maintain, be aware, and just don't go crazy. And I try to maintain that.
Yeah. Well,
Me
that's
too.
cool.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when we go out, I let my wife drink whatever she wants. Whatever.
She's definitely not allergic.
Yeah, she's definitely not allergic. We went to the spaghetti factory. Came to Medford, so they took over the old Porter's restaurant. I'm not too horribly impressed. I was just like, I just got their plate of spaghetti with
How
with
can
a
you be impressed,
bolognese.
dude? You cannot Who could fuck up spaghetti?
Apparently they can,
Some
because
people
I was
can.
not impressed with their sauce.
Just for nostalgic
I was
reasons.
eating this, and I took like 2 or 3 bites into it, and I looked over at my wife. I'm like, you make better sauce than they do.
You know what we need to do, James?
Hmm.
Just for nostalgic and memories, we should go there and
No.
yes,
No.
let someone just flick a hole.
No, we're not going to be causing a food
Fight in the
Yeah.
fucking spaghetti warehouse.
Yeah. No, it was good. She ended up ordering, because I'll get a soda whenever we're out. You know, it's just simple for me.
God,
And
Sarah would love it if I couldn't drink. I'd just be babysitting her all the time.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
no, I don't mind it.
You
There's
even
plenty of
less than
time.
you do
There's times that my wife is just like, oh, I think you're going to drive home from here. I'm like, okay,
Sure.
whatever you want.
That's probably a good idea.
You know,
anyways.
Yeah.
If you want to keep drinking, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm your DD.
It's always better when the man drives.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like when Sarah drives. I'm just like, then I can just chill.
That's the way I
You
am.
can just
Because
sit and
whenever
drink.
we go anywhere, we
Yeah.
drive. My wife
Oh,
drives, and I'll
man.
ride in her car. She's got a nice Subaru Crosstrek. Yeah, and I just like to just sit there in passenger seat and just
Heck
look
yeah.
out the window and look at all the buildings around and have a conversation with her.
I used to always drive until I bought my wife this truck that she has now.
Yeah,
And now, whenever we go in her car, she's driving. Whenever we're in my truck, I'm driving.
Yeah.
Unless one of us drinks too much or whatever. And then, unless
Never
we're in my
mind.
truck, I'm always driving.
Never mind.
Nobody. But if we're in her truck and she drinks too much, then I drive.
yeah.
But, yeah, it was never like that till this truck. So I guess she just likes this truck more than anything else.
Probably.
So,
Well, it's like my wife and her car. We don't take my car anywhere.
yeah.
I use it for going to and from work and doing what I need to do with it. But
This is your car?
yeah,
Yeah.
good old Kia Soul.
Got the stereo.
I like
can't-
it. It's paid off.
Light
You
up
know, it
speakers.
gets 30 miles to the gallon.
I feel like when I look at it, I'm going to see some hamsters coming out
I
of
was,
it.
I was just going to say,
That's what
are
the
they,
commercial had.
are they
That's what the
gophers or
commercial had.
hamsters or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. It's comfortable. It does what I need it to do.
Those were some cool fucking hamsters, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
You got the stereo package in it, factory, because
It's just the factory.
you know what the upgrade was the speakers light up.
Ooh.
That was the upgrade.
Well, it's a party.
Yeah.
It's a party.
Like on the commercial, they have different colors.
I did run some amp wires to the back, and I had a amp and a subwoofer in there for a while.
Thumping down the road.
with the stock stereo that's in it doesn't have any RCA pre-outs to it, so I can't really fine tune the system.
Sure,
so
you'd have to
I'm just
change the
like-
head.
And I'm not even worried about it. I'm like, whatever. It sounds good enough. Whatever.
Soundtrack of comic books.
Yeah.
Do they make that?
I'm sure there's, I mean, you got soundtracks to
That's
the
something I'd
movies.
see you
the
doing.
comic book movies, but yeah, I don't do that too often.
Oh.
I'm going to pause this for a second.
Oh, wait a minute.
What kind of show is this?
All right. All right. We're
You ain't
back.
seen nothing yet.
Oh,
I
shit.
guess it's good that you don't have the video footage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop now.
Yeah. Freaking spare time after hours.
Bounce.
Spare time. Spare time, the dark episodes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It could be.
At lunch, you said you've been to some like Comic-Con type
Yeah.
things.
That would
Yeah,
be cool.
I have been to
Those intrigue me. How's that?
3
How
or
are
4.
those?
They're the larger ones are fun. You go to the smaller ones, not so much.
You were
They're just
saying
kinda sad.
Portland?
Yeah, I've been Portland. I've been to 2 different Comic Cons up in Portland. I went to one in, I think it was 2012 was my first Comic Con that I went to. Went up there with Danielle and Bruce, and that's when I got an autograph and photo with
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Lou
Kind of
Ferrigno.
cool.
It was really cool just seeing like all the booths of all the comic books, all the comic book vendors. And I was able to finish out one of the Spider-Man series that I had been working on for a while. And I got to this one booth. The guy had all these back issues for $1 each, and I just went hog heavy on that. You know, let's go through and grab them all that I need.
$500 later, huh?
Yeah, I think I spent about $300 on comics that day.
Jesus.
Yeah,
went out of there.
I'd saved for a while. I saved for a while, saved cans and everything, and.
So what's that? That comedian that was in. He had the TV show there for a while with the comic books. He was in Clerks and.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, you have Comic Book Men.
Yeah, that
TV show.
was kind of interesting.
At his location of his comic shop in Red Bank, New Jersey.
New Jersey, yes.
Yeah, it's all of his old high school friends that he's known since he was a kid.
He actually, that's an actual comic book store.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Just some of the high value stuff. That is like,
Jay and Silent
holy
Bob's
shit.
Secret Stash is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen.
I've
seen all the episodes.
We're like kind of really big into people watching.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to go to that
and just sit and chill and watch.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I might feel like a kind of an old pervert or something like that, but I think that would be kind of cool. Just to,
dude, that's full of fucking cosplay people. So
yeah,
you don't have to interact with
I'm
them.
pretty sure
you just gotta sit back
there's
and
lots of other perverts there. So
yeah. I'll just wear a shirt that says I'm not a pervert.
Dress up as the dude.
I'm
The
not
dude.
a pervert. The dude, yeah.
You could dress up as a dude
The
from
dude.
Big
Just wear your
Lebowski.
bathrobe,
Yep.
carry around a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, already
I
got
think
the
I could-
sunglasses.
I could pull that off.
Yeah,
You just gotta get a wig.
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I've been to a few.
That's a brilliant plan, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah. I've been to 2 different Comic Cons up in Portland. Last one I went to was in, I think it was 2016. Might have been 15. It's when I got my Amazing Spider-Man #1
Nice.
signed by Stan Lee.
Stan Lee,
That's been
yeah.
a long time since you've been to one, then.
Yeah, it has. It's just, now since I've done those, and especially with the Stanley autograph and picture, I'm like, that's on the top of the bucket list for
Yeah.
me. It's done. I don't need to go and do that kind of stuff anymore. Because
How would you
I
top
don't-
that?
I don't dress up for those things.
Right,
It is neat. I'll take pictures of people that are dressed up. It's cool. That's their thing. That's not
Is there a
me.
lot of them, or is it just like a small percentage, or
Of what? The people
like the
dressing
cosplay
up?
people?
Actually, there is quite a bit of people
Yeah.
that dress up, and a lot of them are. It's really elaborate of how
Isn't
they
there
get into their costumes.
isn't there
And-
events that stem off of that just for the people all dressed up and shit?
Oh, there's all kinds of things out there for everyone. Between Renaissance to
Go to-
anime conventions.
You go to the damn in Vegas. I bet you that one's
yes,
fucking a week long, probably.
There's a
the biggest
big Ren fair getting ready to happen.
Yes.
I think up in Eugene.
Portland,
Up by Portland.
Yeah,
That would be kind of fun to go check one of those out. I think.
right. One of my friends, she's taking some time off from work to head up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be up there for the weekend, and so we kind of looked into it, the distance and
Could be
and
cool.
what all entails, and we're just like, holy moly, that's a distance to drive just to hang out.
I just kind of want to go
It would
to
be
their
just-
little tavern
It would be
and
neat.
have the serving wench
Yeah.
bring me up.
Well, it would be cool until they started talking like British people. They're like, "Fuck you, shut up."
Yeah, I remember going to when I was still together with Selena before we had our oldest daughter. We ended up going to the country fair.
Oh yeah,
That was up towards
Hippie fest.
Eugene, I think.
that
that was a total hippie
that's
fest.
hella
It was just
differently,
set-
dude.
yeah.
So many naked people.
Oh my
and
god,
fucking-
I could not believe
Naked
that.
people
There's
that
a
shouldn't
couple
be
people
naked.
that were running through topless and that I've known since high school. I'm like, whoa, was not expecting that. Holy moly! So yeah,
The
yeah,
mushrooms
my
are
old
cool. there.
Justice, my oldest, her grandma, who's one of her grandmas was a total hippie,
oh really?
which it was her
No
step-grandma.
way.
It was her mom's boyfriend's mom or whatever. Anyway,
Gotcha.
she took her to the country fair when she was like,
A kid.
yeah, she was like
Yeah.
10 years old.
No.
Let's go
But
hang
she
out
was-
with all these illicit drug using
She
people.
was scarred by. She came
It's-
back.
It's
and
just
she's like,
weed.
Dad, there was naked people everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was the one and only time I went to those. I was just like, yeah, that's too far obscured for me.
The mushrooms are cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of free drugs there. That's for
There
sure.
was.
Try
was a lot of
this.
free drugs back then.
Here, try this.
Yeah.
Sample platter?
They still do that, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
After
Yeah.
hours.
I think they still do the country fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Medford has a Comic-Con actually coming up this weekend down there.
Oh, yeah?
It's all open to the public, free of charge.
Really?
Is that
Yep.
at the
Yeah, it's
Expo
at
Center?
the-
Or
I think it is at the Expo Center this year. All the years prior, they've done the library
I was
has
just gonna-
always put it on. And you have downtown Medford, you have the library right there, and just prior to the library on that street is like Astral Games, and that's where I go to get all my comic books. And they do all the tabletop games, Magic the Gathering, Warhammer,
Magic.
40,000, all collectibles, paintable figures, everything. And so they're on the chair to be part of that. So they're going to have a booth and everything out there. But
Cool.
Well,
years
somebody
before,
had to pay for using the facility. So
yeah, exactly. But years before, they just shut down a street or so, and then just have where like RCC is and Astral Games in the library all right there, and they would just
One
do
block or two
Yeah, it's like a
blocks,
one
yeah.
full block area.
that's cool.
They'd shut down the roads and just have booths up and everything. But now, being out at the expo with everything undercover, because some weekends for the Comic Cons it'd be raining, and so it'd be a little more difficult.
Tarp City.
Yeah. So I've been to it a couple times, and for me, it's too small of a Comic-Con. It's more of like an artist alley. People just bringing out all their artwork.
Look
and
what
their
I got
crafts and stuff.
displayed. Yeah.
You're not getting any big names or nothing.
You're
like
not
that.
getting any really big names. You are getting some names there, but I'm just like I don't recognize this person offhand. I'd have to do some research to see what they wrote, and if they did write something, do I have those books?
There was some kind of Comic-Con or something going on when I was in DC.
Yeah.
I didn't go to it, but it was right down the road from where the hotel we were staying. I was there for a different thing.
Yeah,
But we saw a bunch of people like in costumes and
That's
stuff heading
in the
there.
hotel.
Yeah.
Not in our no, they couldn't.
Oh,
not in our
Just
hotel.
on the
It-
street.
Just going into the convention center.
He
that
got
they-
introduced to
that was
furries and that
Oh
lifestyle.
God, furries is a whole different
at.
category.
Yeah, that's something different.
That's weird, dude.
That's why I
I
tell
didn't
was
even
like,
know about
Carlos,
that until I worked
keep
at
that shit
Ashton's
to
Furniture.
yourself.
One of the kids that got hired in the assembly area, he was a furry.
Did he have a tail?
He spent like $3,500 on a outfit for the conventions and everything. And I'm like, well, what do they do at these conventions? I'm generally curious because I've been to Comic Cons. I'm like, well, how is it? And he's like, oh yeah, we just walk up to each other and just kind of pet each other and groom each other's fur. And I'm like, for real?
You had to tell him to
Really?
quit wearing shorts
That'd
to
be
work.
fucking weird,
I'm
dude.
like, no.
Tell
He
him-
was a weird dude already.
He told him he
so-
couldn't wear shorts anymore because his tail kept falling out
Yeah,
down the
his
pant leg.
freaking tail plug.
Why do you got a purple foxtail hanging out your pants?
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Luckily, no, I didn't see any of that.
Cool.
So,
Hey, fellas.
he wasn't working there too much. He wasn't there for too long.
Yeah, that's freaking. There was a furry that worked at at Panda Express here in town.
Oh, really?
Like
came
you
to
would
work
try.
in the costume?
Yeah. Well,
No, but you would go up to order, and she would just meow at you.
she had the ears, and
She'd have
so
yeah.
my son, story about this, my son was pretty good friends with the assistant manager there, and he came in here for something, and one of Carlos's employees like, this fucking little bitch meowed at me.
Yeah,
And he's like,
it's like I was trying to talk to her, and she's just meowing.
my son Gabby goes, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, she thinks she's a cat. She has a little collar with a bell on it. And long story short, Gavin left here, went straight over there. He walks right in the store to Oliver, and he goes, I heard you're letting fucking animals work here. And the little girl was at the register, and he got all embarrassed and shit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's
It's like, what the fuck?
today's day and age. I mean, you got to look at it now is that you look back and we're like,
No.
we grew up in a great time frame.
Yeah, where you could beat the fuck out of people like that.
Yeah,
You need to just smack them upside the head.
and there was no phones and cameras to prove it.
Roll up a fucking newspaper or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you think you're a cat? This is what I do to my cat.
Get the fuck out.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. That was funny shit, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to check those out, though.
Yeah, I would
Just
love
because, especially because Mike and I like to
I love
people watch,
watching
and I
people.
think
Usually
there's
like,
going to be lots to watch there.
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
hey,
there's going to be a lot
check
to
this
watch.
shit out. Look at this one.
There's another
Whatever.
one that comes around. They started up in Medford, but they kind of moved it over to Grants Pass now. It's called the Meadowlark Comic Con, and it's a little bit bigger than the Medford Comic Con. It's got a few more. It's got more resources to have a greater selection of artists and writers and everything there, but it's still at that caliber to where it's not the famous artists and writers that everyone knows.
Yeah.
So you still got to kind of get picky and choosy. It does cost money to go to that one. I went the first 2 years that they were open.
This
First
is like
year,
an entry fee or
what's that?
a gate fee to walk in.
Yeah,
or-
it was just a ticket fee to get
Sure.
in, and then that just gives you full access to everything inside. There was a couple of convention halls that had Q&As with certain people, guests that they had available, and then there was the booth area, and it just felt like an artist alley,
Yeah.
just crafts and art, local artists and everything trying to sell all their stuff. And I was like, okay, my wife and I went there the first year, saw some people I had known for a while there. And then, I got invited the following year. I got invited by Astral Games to help work their booth there. And the owner of Astral Games asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure. I'll come hang out with you for the day.
So you're like a way regular.
Mhm.
Yeah, yes, I am a way regular down there. I've been going to Astral Games for 12, 13 years, something like that. So they know me well down there.
Nice.
Yeah, it is nice. And went and hung out with him for the day, and saw a lot of people there. A few people that had inflated egos of what they had and tried to sell.
They have gold.
Yeah,
Platinum.
they're like, I have these books, and I already looked them up online, and they're this. I'm like, yeah, but there's a lot more to it.
You have to educate them
just
on what a
that.
collector's market is.
Yeah, exactly.
I deal with the
And-
same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly, and you just kind of have to let them down easy, and just
Sometimes it's
and
the
it finally
opposite
got-
too. I have people come in with stuff and they're like, I really just want, a couple $100. And I'm like, well, I'll give you a couple $100, but
I'm going to let
it's
you
worth
know.
15,
Yeah,
or whatever. And they're like, really?
well, it's good that you're honest with them like that.
Well, yeah,
just
I
mean,
let
you
them
kinda
know
have
what
to
they
be.
have.
honestly, most of those people,
That's
if they're letting stuff go because they need the cash or whatever, they're usually, when that situation happens, they'll usually be like, well, would you be willing to give me like 5 for it? And,
Yeah,
usually I'll jump on those opportunities.
that's a little integrity,
yeah.
I mean, I told them what it's worth. If they don't want to wait to get the most they can, then
Right.
it's still better than the pawn shop would have done for them, probably.
Yeah. $75.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
what-
you have to hang on to that kind of stuff before you're able to put it back out on the shelf. You
No.
have to do that like how pawn
As soon
shops
as it
do.
becomes his.
Well, technically, I'm supposed to hold on to it for a week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
But
like 7 days or something.
I'm not
like
pawning it. I just bought it from the guy, and then
Yeah.
if I want to turn around and sell it,
that. Do it.
so
Yeah.
it's me personally. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, that's freaking cool though that you helped them out. That's
Yeah,
fun.
just help them out.
What's Christina think of your nerd hobbies?
She
That's
understands
the
it.
real reason why you started the TikTok, because she said
Yeah.
you need to find someone else to tell this stuff to.
You're like, okay, I'll
I mean,
tell the
she does
world.
she does such a great job at
Pushing you into the
supporting me.
garage so that you don't have it.
No, it's not even that. It's
Get
just
outta
her
here.
supporting me
No.
on my collections. She doesn't really understand it. She doesn't understand it as much as I do, because when she was a kid growing up, they were not allowed to have type of collections and stuff like that. And I was, so she doesn't see the real drive that people get of collecting things. Like you guys have
hoarding,
gun collections and knife collections or whatever else, and you that's what
beer
really
cans
burns to you. Yeah, you want the full cans.
You know, honestly, I never really. I collected two things as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I collected stretched pennies.
Yeah.
Which were more like memories than anything else. And I collected
getting them flattened by the trains.
Yeah, well, or the machines that do it or whatever.
Machines, yeah.
And I collected, well, shit, the stuff I collected, I ended up giving the collections away. And I had like Garbage Pail Kids and comic books.
Yeah.
But I've never been sentimental.
Yeah. So
anytime they got in the way or I didn't mess with it for a long time, I would just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then when little brother passed away is when that kind of changed. You know, I've there's some things that are kind of sentimental to me now, and
the swords.
You know,
yeah.
Well, I got rid of most of the swords. I kept a few just because.
Did you keep that big one, the biggest one?
I've
one that had that double.
Oh, that's right behind you on the wall. Yeah, it's behind the chair there.
I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, I bought
that one for him.
Yeah, I've still got that. I still got this katana up here.
Yeah. Didn't he have some pretty extensive artwork stuff too?
Yeah, I've still got most of that in my freaking garage.
Yeah.
But that's his art. It's not like a collection. That's just his stuff. So.
I thought he had like.
No, he just had a shit ton of posters stuck everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, that bedroom was just.
Well, I remember you had like
packed.
4 boxes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had different things that he had in the
paperwork,
house, and I collected it.
Yeah.
Some of it I've distributed with the kids and stuff, and I've got a bunch of stuff saved for his daughter when she someday decides that she wants it. And I've got a bunch of crap, and some of it means something, some of it doesn't really mean a whole lot. I'm just holding on to it to make sure that she doesn't want it or the kids don't want it.
Throughout the years, it's always been something different for me. Like the last thing when I had the house before I got sick and everything, I was just fascinated with fucking blue glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cobalt.
Yeah.
You still got a bunch of it?
Fuck, dude. I was out in the garage. No shit. To the fucking ceiling in there. About 8 foot, 9 foot ceiling of double boxes of nothing but blue glass.
What are you going to do with it?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Everything you could think of that houseware of all things, you know.
Yeah. I dig that. That's all right. I didn't. That's a hidden thing. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Yeah. I thought it was just a porn collection.
Well, some of them are blue. They have covers.
Oh shit. No, but I guess in my older age, I've gotten a little more sentimental. But mostly it's just about memories. I mean, if I've got a good picture of something, that's just as good as having a thing.
Yeah, and that's one thing that my wife tries to get me to understand, and I get it. Why hold on to these items that are not out on display for others to see?
Yeah,
like I still have my G.I. Joe collection.
Well, I can
and
imagine.
all the stuff that Tracy
you had,
and you could buy a new house with that. I'm sure now.
You had.
No, it's
damn
not
near every
that much,
fucking new toy ever came out with GI Joe.
G.I. Joe.
We
had it. And I still got all of my Star Wars.
A little bit of Star Wars too. Yeah,
it was a small amount of Star Wars. I ended up dragging everything out and cleaning it one summer, getting totes and everything. But they're still all in totes out in the shed.
I remember him irritating you a couple times because he would go in there and he'd dump you had all your figures.
Yeah.
And he would dump the trays out. And
I gotta put it back. Older brothers. What are you gonna do?
Jackass.
Yeah. Well, at least he didn't blow those ones up.
No.
Right?
No, they were too small. He did the
bigger targets, you know. That way you didn't have to rely on the scope too
much.
With
the 308.
No, that's cool though. I love artistry.
Yes.
So now, I collect knives, but they aren't just any knives. Like I'll collect knives that are freaking I have
custom
some handmade
stuff.
knives,
Yeah.
custom knives, that I
Ones
think
you
are
don't
cool.
see very often.
That you're
Right.
not,
You know,
there's only one
Kind
of
of like
them.
how Marcos did with his collection. He had a lot of
That's-
stuff
Yeah,
on his
but most of
wall.
his stuff was like $10 off the internet.
Yeah.
So, and I knew that when I got all that stuff. That's why I got rid of so much.
Yeah,
of
I
it,
still
'cause I
have
was-
that Batman one that
Yeah.
he gave me that was his.
But I like pieces of art, and I like things that are nobody else has.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like cool, like this little hamburger I got. My freaking grandkids made that for me.
Nice.
It's
Play-Doh?
one of the nice things I have in my freaking office is I can actually display some of the stupid shit.
Yeah. That's cool.
And now I've started getting stuff from guests that I've had on and customers that I've had. They give me random gifts, and I'm not going to use it, but I'll put it out on display.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's cool.
Conversation piece.
Yeah. And it's a memory for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm
I got so much of that in my garage. It's crazy.
Yep.
I have it all set up to where my computer
Well, you got
systems
big
and-
enough collections. Maybe you should just start your own shop.
right? Then
Yeah.
I'd have to sell my stuff.
Well,
Only to get started, a little bit of it.
just put a price on it that you know no one's going to.
You sell a
Pay for it.
handful of stuff
It'll be your own
to just bankroll
private,
buying some other stuff.
your own private museum.
And the next thing you know, you're not selling your stuff. You're just selling stuff that you picked up.
That's too much work, Carlos.
Just start charging people.
Yeah, but it's
entrance
something you
fees.
actually enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Constantly making money. Entrance fee
Too
to come
lazy.
into my business.
Well,
Come into my
$5.
garage. Give me money.
$5.
if you've got a place that I can smoke a cigar and drink whiskey in your garage, I will most definitely visit your garage.
You will be a customer, huh?
Yeah, we'll just chill.
Yeah.
Just
You
chill.
could start it in your garage, dude.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I could, yes. But I spent a lifetime collecting all that stuff, and I'm just like, because I don't even buy figures anymore. I don't. The only thing I do out there is my garage, is my comic collection and my computer system. You know, the all the toys that are on display are just from what I've had from either childhood up to adulthood, and
Yeah.
just, you know, I have a collection of figures that are still packaged. I got more collections that are loose,
I had
that
a
are
friend
just
that
up on
was
the shelf. You know, the
into
original
the figurines.
Thundercats and Transformers and Ninja Turtle stuff, and
Dave Clark, my buddy, he's still from when we were little kids into Matchbox and Hot Wheels.
like,
Well, I think he's the one that got Brett so into it.
And like you
well, it's
say,
like I have Marcos's Batman Hot Wheel collection.
they're all in
you know?
packaging still, and
Yeah.
that even makes the value even
A
more.
bunch of his Hot Wheels that I had pulled off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I distributed out to the
Oh, did
kids
you?
a couple of Christmases ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I gave a bunch of them to the kids
Yeah,
and told them.
I think I have about 30 of them. I just took all the Batman ones and kept all the rest of them.
I told them.
I got
like,
them all.
no
hanging
Spider-Man
up on-
ones?
No, he didn't. No, he was in. You know how Marcos was. He was, into
he loved bats.
bats,
loved vampires.
Dark. Anything dark.
dark,
Yes.
You know,
And
Elvira
freaking
comics,
horror stuff.
horror stuff, everything. All
And he was
anything.
into the cult stuff, the cult horror. You know,
Yeah.
just the goofy horrible
Witchcraft.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
I mean,
of
he
it.
was always sending me, you got to watch this movie. And it's a fucking movie of a spare tire fucking rolling across the desert, killing people with no fucking words.
What was that called? Rubber?
Yeah, I think so.
It was Tread.
Tread.
And it was the stupidest thing I ever seen. Or
I
One
think
where
I
there's
saw
a
trailer for
possessed-
that, and I was like, "What?"
there's a possessed turkey on Thanksgiving
Gobble,
murdering
gobble.
people. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Oh my god! Yeah, some of his movie picks, I was just like, "What?"
He did make one very good recommendation. Still my favorite zombie movie ever, dude.
Yeah, which one?
It's called The Battery.
The Battery.
Yep.
I don't remember that one.
It's pretty goddamn cheesy, dude.
It's fucking kind of cheesy, but it is
kind of
awesome movie, dude. I love that movie.
You should watch it.
Wow. The Battery.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
But yeah, that's still one of my all-time. That and Shaun of the Dead. Those are my
Oh
two
my God,
favorite
Shaun of the
freaking-
Dead.
Those are the best zombie movies ever, dude. Shaun of the Dead is like real life.
Yeah,
Kind of.
Because there would be a
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse, and I wouldn't even know it was happening
and just
because
Head to
I'd be
work.
like, "Hey, let's just get drunk. Fuck this. Everybody's
Go
fucking
to
around
work.
today."
I'm just gonna.
And
walk
they'd be
to
like
work.
attacking the bar, and I'd be like, "Dude, these people are fucked up in here today."
Yeah, most definitely. I wish they would have done a part 2 to that movie.
Dude, I look
been
forward to a zombie apocalypse.
Well, considering where you
We
were.
kind of
No, I want to put a snowplow on my truck just to mow down zombies, dude.
Of course. See, I have a nice
Never mind.
sword.
What?
I was just gonna say, drive up to Portland. And the homeless
Just go
encampments.
cruising.
Yeah.
The fentanyl users and
Let's hit downtown.
yep.
Mow down
Seattle.
all the.
My daughter had a homeless dude down there in Medford that was living in his truck right in front of their parking spot for their apartment.
What?
Like, he was living there for like the first 3 or 4 months they were living down there. And she said finally they think that they made him move because he hasn't been there for a long time now.
Oh, that's good.
But she's like, he has a pet dog and everything. He walks his dog down the street every day. And
Yeah, and the homeless.
she goes, I think he has a
Medford's-
job because I think he leaves and then he comes back and
Yeah, the homeless situation in Medford's pretty bad.
Everywhere, man.
I mean,
Dude,
yeah, I
it's
get
just
that
like
it's
here.
everywhere. It's just, driving to work and on the freeway, you can just kind of look down and you just see all the trash and
Yep. The people that
tents and everything. It's just like,
destitute,
come on.
whatever, hard times, but it's the ones that don't make an effort to do shit.
Yeah,
That,
and a lot of them have,
the mental health
illness
issues, yeah.
and either they don't want the help or
Right.
they're
Or
afraid
they,
of the
or
help.
they have a dependency that
Yep.
dude, I talked to a ton of law enforcement and stuff here in the shop because a lot of them shop here.
Oh yeah.
what?
But I mean, I hear stories where they're freaking giving the same person ODs 3 times in one day. They have to go give them Narcan.
Narcan,
3 times in
Savers.
one day. Or the same person gets arrested for shoplifting multiple times in one day.
Yep.
I'm like, and what the hell?
What
They're
are
like,
you supposed to do?
We don't have room for them just to hang out in jail, so we just release them and
Let 'em go.
then they run back and do the exact. They're like, most of the time it's the exact same store they just got arrested from.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
It's a fucking conundrum. A shitty one.
I can fix the problem, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it would not be politically correct.
We got a river right out here.
Yeah.
Get on a raft. Float to the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But it's a solution.
It's a means to the end.
Yeah.
But new terms to fire sale.
Oh, nobody tunes into this to
Sure.
hear politically correct commentary.
Yeah. How many followers do you have now?
4.
4.
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
I'm one of them.
No, it's
don't know,
actually
Maybe 6.
We
doing
get
pretty damn good, actually.
I don't know, probably around 100. I don't know. We get a little over 100 downloads a week right at the moment, which isn't a lot. It's way more than I thought I'd ever get, though.
Yeah, a means or some way to track where the downloads are from. Where'd you say, Portugal or?
Dude, I'm in like 25 different countries.
That's kind of odd. It's just cool as fuck, you know?
Yeah.
You're multinational.
Yeah, it's all over
Well,
the place.
look at
And
him.
there's like I put on my, I've got that US map up there,
Yeah.
and I've got pins in there. The green pins are places that I've been with the store, or no, the blue pins are the store.
Yeah.
The green pins are customers, and then the orange pins are all podcast.
Wow.
And there's there's like that highway that goes through like from Texas up to the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's truck drivers or what, but I have like a pretty good following on that.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're listening to the episodes every week.
I always thought that was where the bodies were.
It might be, I don't know.
Might be.
But
That's what the map was for.
that's a lot of bodies, dude.
You're
We got a
overachiever.
lot over here on the East Coast.
Yeah, I got a good following over there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Especially just kind of running right.
That's that highway I'm telling you
Yeah.
about. But and I don't know if it's like some truck drivers that freaking found me, and
It might be.
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I don't have pins everywhere that's
Yeah.
downloaded because I mean, if there's multiple,
Got a
in
few
one spot.
Canada ones. There you go.
And I don't. That's not a world map, so I don't have all the countries. But
Yeah.
Canada, eh?
You down in Mexico?
Yeah, I've gotten a couple, but not all of Mexico is just shown on there.
Oh.
And then my nephew, he's a world traveler, and he's been down in Bali and the Philippines and stuff. And I think
with the lady men.
I think he's introducing it to some of his friends in those places.
Oh,
because
cool.
I'm getting more followers down in that area.
That's good.
So, and that does not show any of YouTube because I just started putting it on YouTube.
Oh, did you?
And YouTube doesn't link up with my other app, so I have to look at YouTube separately, and I haven't really done that because I don't have very many people watching it on YouTube yet. So.
Yeah.
Who uses
I'm
that
still learning the posting side of YouTube. You know, there's a lot
It's kind of a pain in the
rules.
ass.
It kind of
and
is rules and
Well,
like
yeah.
there's stuff that I'll post to TikTok with the music added in, and then YouTube will instantly flag me
Because it's
for a copyrighted
music. Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's not copyright infringed on TikTok, but it is on YouTube. And then just knowing of the shorts and the videos and how to do everything, you got to get a certain amount of followers. To
And
do
then
certain links.
a lot of stuff on YouTube, it'll let you do, but you can't get monetized if it's in there.
Yeah.
Which I'm nowhere near getting monetized on anything, so I'm not worried about that. But
Same. Just like I have some people at work, they're just like, oh yeah, you're going to be TikTok famous. You're doing a great job and everything. I'm like, I am not.
We're so far from it.
Just so far from it.
I mean, it feels great that many people want to listen to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I get excited about it.
Yeah.
But then I'm in all these like Facebook groups with other podcasters.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I don't know if I'm doing good. This is my numbers for the week, blah, blah, blah. And I look at their shit and I'm like, fuck you. You guys are cocksuckers.
Yeah, right.
Like, and they're like, well, I'm on my 4th episode. I'm like, I'm almost 50 in.
Yeah.
And I'm nowhere near that. I don't even know how these guys do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's taken me almost 4 years just to get the over 300 mark of followers.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever. But then I get, my son, he's got over 2,000 followers because he just games and then posts stuff, or at least he used to.
It's whatever's
post
popular.
stuff through Twitch and post it over to, TikTok and
I think that's how a lot
YouTube
of
channel
podcasters got started too.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a following that migrated with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I never had that.
No.
I've never even been on Twitch. I don't even know how to do it. And I don't play video games. I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I used to play a little bit, but I suck and nobody would want to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know
I
what
still
they would
play
want to
video
watch.
games, but I don't do the PC gaming. I'm still a console
yeah,
fan and everything.
that's me too. I tried to
I'd
do
rather have a
PC,
console.
but it gets boring to me.
Yeah.
Me and Ernie were trying to convince him to do the OnlyFans thing
Oh
to
my
boost
God.
the shit up.
Yeah, you can post some pictures of your feet.
Your feet,
Nobody
Try to make
wants.
some
I
money.
got the ugliest feet in the world.
your hand. You got pretty fucking feminine hands.
Yeah,
They look.
with my freaking massacred freaking fingernails.
They look pretty soft.
Oh Jesus, dude!
Get some pictures of holding an eggplant.
Uh-huh.
People, I don't
Some-
know. People
some
might
people-
like
they
fucking
would.
massacred fingernails.
Hey, the world is
They got
strange.
the
They can.
fucking
I'll just
the
post
goddamn-
videos of me watching TV, just
all the
chewing the shit out of my fingernail.
the nasty ass pimple pop.
They're like, "Is that guy ripping his cuticles off right now?" And I'm like,
Oh my
"Yes,
god,
he's
is he
like-
gonna do it?
over a million views.
he did it.
Oh,
There's
God.
just-
There's some fucking fat dude in Cleveland just jacking it, watching me. As long as he
Videos,
doesn't send
yeah.
me messages.
videos of you shaving your head. I'm sure there's a market somewhere.
God,
yeah.
nobody wants to watch any of that shit.
You never
You'd
know,
be
Carlos.
surprised.
Yeah,
You'd
there's
be
some
surprised. There's
You're
some
right. Those dudes are probably at those Comic Cons.
Probably, yeah.
Fucking furries.
Yep.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, I just
You
go
know what's
for the
fucked up
books.
is you stayed with the things that you enjoyed
Yeah.
I did.
since you were a kid.
Yes. I mean,
I
did
gave up
have
a lot
break.
of the stuff that I really thought was cool because I wanted to be cool,
Mhm.
and it wasn't cool to freaking like that.
And
shit.
you never cared about
You-
being cool.
yeah,
So
Well, I wouldn't even go that
Yeah.
far. I mean, I tried, but
No.
my definition of cool was not
Definitely
what a lot of other people.
Yeah, well, you didn't. You, like I said, you never got into freaking super hardcore partying.
No,
drugs or anything.
You know, I remember when you guys lived in that house behind OK.
Oh, dude,
gas
the
station.
shack,
that
down the
shack.
hall. Yeah.
And I was working at McDonald's at the time, and I'd just come over and I'd give your mom like $20, and she'd go across the street to the liquor store to get me some.
She's dead
whiskey.
now, so nobody can get her thrown in jail for this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'd wait for a payday. You know, have 20 extra bucks.
Dude, that was the worst.
Spend
So
a
when
weekend.
I joined the army, we lived in I don't know.
What
We lived
year
in a
was that?
house. I don't remember what house we lived in, but we lived in a house. And it was a decent house. Like, things were going pretty good. I left. I went to the army.
Which
I
house
came
was that?
back from the army, and my mom had moved to that house behind OK's,
Oh, okay.
which was a 2-bedroom, like 800 square foot house.
Yeah, it was small.
and it was
super
basically falling down.
Yeah.
And there was a wood shed basically in the backyard that was the only place big enough that I could move in when I got back out of the army. So I threw my bed out there,
small. Yeah.
and my friend Dave lived in there with me.
Yep, I remember that.
And I mean,
Marcos and I were super jealous of you guys because you guys had your own like place.
yeah, we
Their
lived in a
own.
fucking wood shed.
Non-insulated.
my mom-
Yeah, but you gotta figure we were teenagers and we were like looking at that and then seeing you bring your girlfriends over.
And then
Oh,
somehow
fuck.
freaking Crystal ended up staying there at our house for a while too.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember how, but yeah, it was Crystal, right?
Uh,
I think
I
that
can't
was her name.
remember.
Yeah. Anyways,
the pregnant one?
huh?
Was it the pregnant one?
Was she? I don't think she was pregnant.
That was the other one.
That was the
But
other
no,
one.
somehow, and that was like my mom invited her to stay there. So she like lived on the couch in the living room.
Jesus.
And I mean, we lived in this little 8 foot.
Well, and
100 square foot-
then she moved into the bedroom and Marcos was on the couch. all
Yeah,
the
it
time.
was a mess, dude. I don't know.
I
And
hated
that's what I
staying
came
the
back
night
from the
over
army
there.
to. I was like, what the fuck
What's
is
going
happening
on?
here?
Yeah.
I mean, I would stay the night over there, but my place of sleeping area was the recliner.
Yeah. There was no room. It was like so tiny.
No. It was the love seat. That was because you had the love seat, the recliner, the coffee table, and then the couch.
Yeah.
And
It was a fucked up spot, dude. And then what was funny is like we couldn't party there. Obviously, it was too small. So we would all go out cruising and find parties and shit. And you remember back then at that house, we used to do we called it a scavenger hunt.
Yes.
Where we'd all go out cruising
Yep.
for the weekend. And
Yep. And
whoever
we'd
brought the
create a
craziest
list.
shit home.
Yeah.
We would sit and
Yard
create a list.
ornaments.
All of us would.
fucking.
But
and
really
mark down
the-
stuff that we would want to focus on making sure that we got. Like
Yeah.
there was, the fire hydrants were different colors throughout the town, and so we were like, okay, we need a green
green
fire
one,
hydrant cap,
yeah.
we need a red one, and a yellow one. Let's try to get all of them. Marcos would always be about, I need a marble ashtray, the one that's outside of a quick stop.
Specific area.
I remember
Let's
I
get
woke
'em.
up one morning and there's a fucking bumper off of a Volkswagen laying in my front yard. So, yeah,
I remember.
and we were just stealing the stupidest shit.
Oh my god, road signs.
It was dumb.
Road
as hell,
cones.
dude. We were
Cones.
just delinquents.
Yeah,
Little
we brought a lot of that
assholes.
stuff back to my house when I lived on Wilson Collins.
And you remember our friend Larry? We all jumped in his. I don't know if you were there or not, but we went out in his. He had like an old pickup truck. I don't remember. It was like an old Dodge pickup or whatever. But we went in the middle of the night, drove through Cruz Farms, and filled the bed of his truck with pumpkins.
Oh wow, no, I don't remember.
And then
that
we were driving around town throwing pumpkins out.
out.
And woke up in the morning. He's parked in our driveway, still half full of pumpkins. It was like we didn't even think anybody had common
Nobody
sense
will
enough to catch
notice.
us.
Nobody will notice.
Dude, that was an era of no cell phones, no
No
And no
shits
give a
were-
fuck,
No
for sure.
shits were given.
cares, no cares,
Yeah.
wants, or desires. I remember some of the scavenger hunts I'd see in the news review the next day,
The
or the day
reports.
after the theft reports, and I'd be going through them. I'm like, oh look, hey, this is the one I did.
We would all been in jail if there was freaking internet back then.
Oh, man.
If we would have had cell phones back then.
You're done. Because you'd been dumb enough to take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
of it.
We would have been like these other jackass
Doing
kids.
selfies and everything,
Yeah.
and stealing stuff.
No evidence.
We would have tried to steal those fucking dinosaurs, dude. The dinosaurs
At the gas station?
The gas station.
Oh,
dinosaurs.
really?
We would have been trying to jack
you
that
guys
thing
have a
off the
Sinclair?
ground. Huh?
You guys have a Sinclair?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
We have two of them.
Garden Valley Plaza.
Yeah, we just got a couple of them down in Medford.
They're fucking
I never knew
expensive
about
and
them until
stupid.
my wife went to
Stupid.
school over in Utah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Both
they're
of them
really
have
big
no
over there.
concern about actually selling any gas because they're like the most expensive place
They don't
Yeah.
give two fucks.
for shit gas and horrible service.
Yeah.
So,
I try to get my gas at Costco.
fuck Costco.
Well, it's right down the road from
Costco
my house.
has
so
my wife fucking
Them
mesmerized.
damn Asians.
she spends too much there.
Damn Asians. As bad as Amazon.
Oh, man. Don't get me started on Amazon. I buy way too much stuff from there.
That's the only place I shop. I don't go to stores.
Yeah. I like it, but then sometimes I'm like, I really wish that some of this stuff was available locally.
I'm super pissed because I have to go to a store this weekend because I need a new pair of tennis shoes bad.
Yeah.
But I can't
Go
seem
to
to
that
order a
shoe-
pair that fit right.
Go to that shoe warehouse.
I'm gonna probably have to, but I fucking hate going to stores.
I have
they
a
got
server.
a really good staff in there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, no. I have
They
a
probably work
server.
there part time and then go next door to freaking Planet Fitness.
Walmart staff is better.
Barely.
No, than our warehouse.
Don't
here.
talk shit about Walmart, dude.
I'm not.
You gotta be compassionate for our freaking guests.
No.
Hey, sorry. Not sorry.
It's okay. Hey, I still work there, but it's just retail,
Yeah.
dealing with people, and I like doing the dispensing side of it out to people's cars
Well, some of it's
because it's the
Yeah.
minimal customer service that I have to do.
and
It's just loading people's groceries. I
Yeah.
would just walk up and verify the name
My
on
wife
the
gets
account.
groceries delivered from Walmart all the
Yeah.
time.
And that's even better. I just got to go out and go up to the driver, and most of the drivers I have a rapport with. So just, BS with them for a little bit.
So we
get it
should not
loaded.
blame the driver
no.
No.
because they always fuck up everything.
Do you pull the order
Uh,
out of the store?
our department does, not me specifically.
Yeah.
I have done that
You
part
just
of
do
the
the
job.
computer part of it all.
I just do the dispensing. It's not really a computer part. It's just a little handheld device that we use to, once the pickers are done, grabbing everything, because I'm sure you've seen those carts that they're
Damn
using
pickers.
inside the store.
Yeah.
I haven't been in Walmart in like 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't tell you.
They have these carts that have like 8 totes in them. They just grab the merch, the thing. It's really simple. You have to be really dumb not to understand how to work it.
Well, I'll tell you
I
what.
mean,
Some
it'll
people-
have a picture of the item that you have to get.
It looks
you get
like
the
this.
item and you scan it, and then it will tell you what tote to put it into.
Dude, I'm telling you,
And I don't
the
understand how
things
they
they
can
fuck
mess that
up
up.
just amaze me, dude.
Like they fuck
Yeah.
up your McDonald's orders all the time too,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much touchscreen with pictures and
Yeah.
Yeah, it amazes me
I get
though.
No, I like the dispense side of it. I just get the order ready and prepped to go out the door. And then once they're checked into their parking spot, and we just
And
send it
sometimes
out.
we get weird shit thrown in there additional.
Yeah.
Like in fact, I think it's still in my freezer. There's we got like 15 boxes of, I don't know, some frozen food that we've never even ate. I don't even know what the hell it is. It's
Yeah.
microwavable and we don't have a microwave. So
I've had customers call and be like, I got an order here from you guys that we never placed.
I don't
I'm
have
like,
a
well,
cat,
hold
and-
on. Let me talk to my manager real quick, and I'll talk with them. And I'm like, what's the policy on it? What do you guys
There's
say?
no-
you're like, did you get charged for it? And they're like, no. And you're like, all right,
That's
have
it.
fun. Have a good day.
That's it exactly. I mean, if they didn't order it, they didn't pay for it, and their two options are either
Bring it back.
bring it
or-
back and give
yeah.
it to the customer service desk when they come in, or Merry Christmas, have some new stuff. And I was talking to this elderly lady on the phone, and she's like, I received all this stuff that is not mine. I never ordered it. I haven't placed an order for 3 days, and I don't and one of it was like a case of water, and she's like, I can't even pick this thing up. and so I told her, I was like, these are your options.
You take care of it one bottle at a time, man.
That's what I told her. I was like, well, just as you come in and out of the house, just grab a bottle or two and bring it in. But there's really nothing we can do because we don't have the availability to contact our drivers unless we know the specific driver and if we have his contact info. Right. But other than that, it's just it's out of our hands because the drivers run through a third party company that's affiliated with Walmart, but they're not Walmart employees.
They're like a
delivery. It's just basically they're like Uber Eats or Lyft or anything. You're doing a job for this company, but you don't work for them. Yeah. And so we can't get a hold of anyone to occasionally, if I know who the driver is, and if I'm friends with him on Facebook, I can hit him up real quick.
You're like, what the fuck, man?
Well, I had to do that for another guy. He forgot to drop off.
You go the extra mile.
I do.
Like,
just because I know that, I would want to have that type of customer service. For me, if I had a problem with something.
Back to morals, yeah.
So there's a little bit of, morals there, good standing, adult.
Sarah gets bent out of shape sometimes about this stuff. And I'm like, babe, you're paying someone else to pick our shit up and bring it to us.
So what the fuck?
What kind of expectations do you really have? Well, I said, we can't even get our kids to pick up the right thing. So, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, it's like my mom does, the Walmart delivery as well. And she texted me one day and she's just like, I got my order and I don't understand why I got 2 of these and I didn't get nothing of this. And I was like, well, call 1-800 Walmart. They'll take care of you, do something. And so she did. And they were completely sorry. And they just gave her a full credit back of her entire order. I'm like, there you go. You just got, and then she texted me and she's like, well, they gave me all my money back. I was like, then you got some free shit.
And your mom's like, I'm going to do this more often.
Well, they messed up another time. And now she's to that point where she just wants me to take her there.
Yeah.
So she can get what she wants.
Oh, that'd be a fucking hard no.
I'm fine with it. She can't drive anymore. At least she says she can't.
That's your mom time.
She says that she can't drive anymore. She doesn't see very well. So
see, I motivate my folks to stay at the level that they can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Because I've told them both solidly, if you get to the point where you need like 24-hour care, or you need like assistance wiping your ass and shit,
yeah,
I'm just putting you straight in a home. I don't.
Jesus Christ.
You're going to the fucking retirement home. I don't got time for that shit, dude.
You need to find one that is within their budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whatever the government pays.
I had to do that for my grandfather. My wife and I took care of him for the last 5 years of his life and, just hung out with him. He was at our house. We had a camp trailer on the side of the house that he lived in. And then it got to the point where he needed more care than what I could give him. So I had to find a place for him to go. And
yeah,
him there.
If they just needed a place to stay and like someone to like talk nonsense to for a while, I'm down with that. But
yeah, he needed.
If they need me to actually
prepared.
Physically do shit, no, they're going on.
Yeah, and he was with this one company for probably about a year.
That goes for you too, Mike.
Almost.
I'm not wiping your ass, dude.
Yeah.
Liar.
Friendship only goes so far.
I know he would do it with a smile, though.
No.
Left and white.
I was like, dude, you're going to have to sit in that until I find you a home.
He's like, you're going to have to help me out here.
Yeah.
Hold your legs up.
I'd let you have one of my socks.
Yeah. Figure it the fuck out.
Let's hope it's a tube sock so you got more material.
You can wipe. It don't matter.
Yeah.
And if you fucking smell bad, you'd be in the back of the truck. You wouldn't be in the front.
Just dump them off.
I don't got time to deal with
I don't got time for this
mongoloid bullshit.
You got time for this shit. Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm not a nurse. I didn't go to school for that shit.
Fucking hard ass. I'm not a doctor, but I'll look at it.
But yeah, that's
terrible.
what I do.
Dark fucking turn here.
That was not that dark. Besides, I warned them.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, my brother and I have already discussed it a long time ago that he gets to take care of Dad and I get to take care of Mom.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you guys do
I can see that.
rock, paper, scissors? for
No.
that?
No. I
No,
could've-
he just was like, no, you get Mom, I get Dad. And I was like, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Probably just because that's
He
the
gets
better
along with Dad really
relationships,
well,
yeah.
and I get
Mhm.
along with Mom really well.
Fuck
is
you,
how it is.
man.
You know, like I said, that, you know,
Yeah.
I told Mom that she needs to get a handicap tag so I can be able to park up closer to
There
the
you go,
buildings.
yeah. Take advantage of that shit.
I mean, I did that for Grandpa. He had a handicap tag, so when I'd take him shopping occasionally,
Yeah.
pop that thing up there and park up close.
the year before last, when we went to the coast for my birthday weekend, we switched cars with my folks
Yeah.
and took their car because it's better mileage.
Yeah.
Sarah and I both have big trucks, and they have a handicap tag, so I was
Using it.
I was straight up handicapped the whole fucking weekend.
Yeah.
That was great.
You're like, have you
got
seen
it,
my
use it.
wife?
Which, honestly, though,
Well-
I got to tell the truth. My wife was like, "Is it weird parking in handicap spots and not worrying about the freaking cops getting you for it?" Because I pull up everywhere.
Everywhere you
I just
fucking go.
half the time it's not
You
even a
don't
parking
give-
spot.
well,
I just
you
pull
don't
right
give
up
a
to the front
shit.
door.
I mean, to be honest, you can just like get out of the car and just start limping and everything.
That's what I do if there's somebody
I
looking
mean,
at
I
me
do
funny.
that anyway. I get out of the
Chevron
car
every
and
day.
I'm
Oh,
like,
look, my
ouch.
fucking spot's open. He just pulls into the every single car.
I don't give a shit, dude. I just park at the closest spot to the front door. It doesn't matter.
What are they going to say?
Yeah, they're going to tell me to
Move?
move, and I'm going to finish paying for my shit and move. I don't care.
I mean, like, I'm leaving soon.
Jackasses.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They're everywhere.
Oh,
How was your cruise that you went on?
oh, dude. Have you ever been on a cruise?
Nope, not yet. I'd like to.
Well, you're small enough you can fit in there, so it'd be
Oh.
good for you.
Yeah. What, like the room?
No.
No, the
Cabin?
room wasn't bad at all. Actually, everything is fine. Even the bathroom wasn't too small for me,
Okay.
but the toilet itself.
Oh, okay.
So literally, the toilet is like this big around.
Oh my gosh.
It's like made for Chinese people or something. Like
Gotcha.
little Asians.
Did you try sitting on it backwards?
Well, yeah, that's where
There's
you got
no
your
sitting
shelf.
on it backwards. You definitely, the bathroom's not big enough for that, for sure.
I'm going to grab a beer.
Yeah. Go ahead. So that part was annoying. It wasn't horrible. It was just annoying. And honestly, I think I would have had pretty good time, which I did have a pretty good time, but I think I would have had a better time if Sarah wouldn't have got seasick a couple of days.
Bring
So-
Dramamine for her? She have any
We
Dramamine?
tried all sorts of shit,
Yeah.
dude.
Didn't work.
What was funny was she was nervous about it, so she got a prescription
Oh.
for anti-nausea medicine, but then decided not to fill the prescription because she's like, "Oh, I'll be fine. I'll just get some Dramamine." So, I mean, it was her own fault.
That sounds like something I do.
Yeah. Wow. So it sucked that I was on my own a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, for me, when I'm on my own, I'll just sit at the bar and fucking drink. I don't give a shit. I don't need to do a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that sucked is where we were at. If I would have been great if I could have watched football because it was football season,
Okay.
but like there was almost no TV. So hold on one second. All right, we're back.
All right.
I don't remember
Always
what I was
something.
talking about.
Something.
Something.
I was getting a beer. I don't know.
We're talking about the cruise.
Oh, yeah.
The toilets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
No,
did you
no.
go? What cruise was it?
We went on Alaska cruise because
Alaskan.
that's the only place I think you should go on vacation.
Yeah.
Is somewhere cool.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. I mean, there's lots of shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a super social guy, so I don't know how much
No.
you'd like that stuff.
It's very
I'm
expensive.
the introvert.
Ours wasn't that expensive. I mean, it was, but it wasn't that expensive.
Not the cruise itself. It's the stuff that's added to it, or the options that you can.
Yeah, I mean, like, you'd get off pretty easy because, I mean, you don't drink, so you wouldn't need a drink package. Your wife probably would want one. But,
Hey, if I'm not driving, I want to drink.
yeah. That's the cool part is
And I'm already on a boat. Somebody else is driving. Give me a
Mm-hmm.
drink. I'll moderate.
Yeah.
But let me have a little.
But some of the stuff, like I wanted to play in one of the poker tournaments. There was 2 poker tournaments while I was on the ship.
Okay.
They were both full before I could even, I mean, like you literally have to be standing there when they open them up so that you can fit. Cause there's,
in line.
they only got like room for,
40
I don't know, 30
maybe.
people in the tournament and there's 5,000 people on the boat.
Yeah.
So, you got to be right there when they do that. And then, so I was irritated about that. The shows were good though. I mean, there was a couple stand-up comics that were awesome. There was some shows that were neat. They do these, on the cruise ships, which I've figured out on all cruise ships, they do like a live game shows.
Oh, okay.
Where they pull people out of the crowd to be
audience.
the contestants and shit. Those are fucking hilarious, dude. And there's a whole group of people that cruise all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they go into
Regulars.
like cruise mode where they don't care because they're like,
Nobody
only
will-
these 2 people know who I am. Nobody else even knows me. Mm-hmm. So they have no filter. They don't give a shit what happens.
Damn.
And
Everything goes out the window.
it's
for them.
crazy to watch those people interact because I mean they're fucking hilarious. They did in this one game show. They found pairs of people where they paired the biggest dude and the smallest dude that they could find
just randomly
as pairs. And these are just random people.
Yeah.
And then like the first thing they had them do in this game show was strip down to their underwear and switch clothes with each other.
Yeah, my kind of show, right?
So there's like this tiny
take off
dude
my
with these
pants.
giant baggy clothes. And
You're
there's this big ass dude trying to put these tiny pants on.
You make these eye contact. You sure
and you're
you
like,
want to
what
do
the
this?
fuck is happening right now?
All right.
And then, I mean, there's just shit like that. And I'm like, why would these people do that? There's no way I'm getting up there
You're
on
like,
stage
fuck
stripping
you.
down to my underwear.
No.
I'd have to have a few cocktails in me.
Well, I'm pretty sure that
That-
a lot of these people had a lot of cocktails.
Show some
That
bitches.
scene from Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Big guy.
In a little
Yeah, that's what it was
coat.
like. Yeah. So, I mean, there's stuff like that going on. I mean, for young people, like 20 somethings, there's so much. There's dance parties and
Yeah.
freaking rock climbing walls and
For
freaking
us
surfing
50-year-olds.
pools.
Yeah.
For dudes like me, I would have given an extra couple $1,000s to have a fucking smoking lounge that I didn't have to sit outside.
Okay.
To sit there and freaking have my cigar with a glass of whiskey at a nice chair in an enclosed environment, maybe listening to some fucking music or something. That I would have
Have a
fucking
little
give extra money for that.
easy.
Yeah, but every time I wanted the cigar, I had to sit outside in the smoking section where there's 15 other smokers just chain smoking 5 cigarettes
chokers.
as fast as they can do
Gross.
it. And so I mean, it wasn't that part sucked, but I met some awesome people.
Yeah.
You said you interacted with some of the employees.
I like to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So it intrigued me when I got on the ship. I wanted to know why the fuck is there nobody from America, from the U.S. that works on this ship? Why has everybody got an accent?
Okay. And why is that?
Because
slave
the
labor.
way it's basically that's the truth.
No.
So cruise ship employees work on a contract. You sign a contract for 8 months or whatever.
Big, yeah.
And you work
half the year or more.
basically you get paid this much money to work for 8 months, and you work for
Every day.
8 months. You
But-
don't get days off. You don't
No.
get
Yeah, it's every day.
vacations.
You live there.
You're
though.
there every
Yeah.
day. You have a shift every day. You might have an easy day because everybody's off the ship one day,
Mhm.
but you're
Whether it's
working
in
every
port
single day.
or yeah.
And that contract, that money that you make for that time, which is basically like a year of your life,
Mm.
is probably comparable to what we pay somebody that works at McDonald's.
Oh,
I mean, they're making
wow.
20 grand for that year,
That's not
but
20 to
in their
30.
country, that's a fucking shit ton of money.
Yeah. And also, if you're not tied down and everything, it gives you a chance to see
Would
part
you-
of the world.
What'd you say that one guy told you about the Christmases and
Oh yeah, the bar. One of the bartenders I was talking to, his family is from I don't remember now. Philippines, maybe.
I was gonna say Thailand or Philippines
Somewhere, some place like that. It's Philippines or Thailand or somewhere like that. And he'd been on that cruise line for 5 or 6 years, but before that he was on another cruise line.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he'd been working cruise ships for like 15 years of his life. And he was super excited because this year was the first year since his daughter has been born that he was going to have Christmas off.
Oh.
And be home for Christmas. So
it's kind of interesting, I guess.
But yeah, I learned all sorts of stuff about them. I figured out why they're all have accents and they're from other countries.
Okay.
And
that makes sense.
Got to meet some really cool furries from France.
Yeah.
What's that?
The furries from France.
Yeah. I'm sure you meet a lot of them.
I'll tell you what,
come
though.
Up and pet you.
You want to fucking have
He
good
was
customer
petting
service,
them.
dude. There, at least on the cruise ship I was on, I've never experienced customer service levels like that.
Really?
I mean, it was amazing, especially in you are designated a dining room and you dine at the same table with the same staff every night.
Oh.
And after your first night,
They
remember everything. They remember your name. They remember everything you like.
taking notes.
They remember. I mean, they have it all down.
Oh, wow.
So every night gets better. Like you're there and they're like, oh, you're not going to like this. Try this one. You know, they tell you what they recommend what you should order. They bring you your favorite drink before you even tell them you need it.
Oh, wow.
The one night Sarah was seasick, so she didn't come to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, where's Miss Sarah? And I was like, oh, well, she's a little seasick, so she's in a room. And they're like, well, I'd recommend this and this and this for her. Let me know when you guys are getting close to done, and I'll make sure to bring over a plate or bring over a
barf bag,
a tray for her with food. And I'm going to bring her some hot tea with honey and lemon. Should help settle her stomach. And
oh, wow.
Gave me all this shit to take up to the room for her.
They
and
really went above and beyond.
running around like Mr. Dietz.
Yeah.
Can I change your socks?
Yeah, it was just cool. I mean, they knew after the first night that we went with my mother-in-law and father-in-law.
Okay.
And they knew after the first night that he was super excited about steak and lobster night. Because he wanted lobster. And every night, because that first night he was like, because lobster's on the menu every night.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether you want to pay extra to have it or if you want to just eat off the menu that you can eat without paying extra.
Yeah.
And so when steak and lobster night came, dude, that dude must
Steve
have
got
brought
some lobster.
He brought me and Steve, we probably ate 5 lobster tails apiece, dude.
Wow.
He just kept bringing them to us.
Wow.
He's like, well, not everybody likes lobster, so there's lots of leftover lobster. So I'm going to make sure that you guys have some lobster.
Eat it up or we're going to throw it out.
So every time we'd be like sitting there going, oh, I ate too much. Next thing we know, here he'd come with another plate of lobster. And we're like, oh my God, dude, stop.
And then you just keep on eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. You
definitely. And that's like on the menu for one of the nights is.
Yeah. One of the nights there was. So they have, when the ship we were on anyways, there was 2 formal nights where everybody and it's stupid as shit, dude. Like they have photographers lined up in the main thoroughfare where all the shops and stuff are.
Okay.
Where you can pay and they'll take pictures of you. And there's people out there in like prom dresses and fucking tuxes and shit.
Oh, damn.
And
or they'll take your picture and then want you to pay.
Yeah. And I didn't go to any of that shit. So I don't know if that might be part of it. I don't know. Which is funny, dude. There's people that get all dressed up and go to this shit and it's formal night. And we asked day one, I was like, so on formal night, do we really have to be formal? And they're like, no, we're not kind of a t-shirt. We're not going to turn you away. I'm like, good, because I brought shorts and fucking polo shirts. I'm not dressing up, dude. And they're like, no, you wear whatever you want. He goes, but
Black
it is
tie
formal night,
only.
so there will be lots of people that are dressed up. And I was like, okay. And, but yeah, I wasn't expecting there to be like, it's like prom night, dude. Like, there's all these people dressed up like it's prom. And they have like special dances and shit going on that night after dinner and other stuff, other reasons for those people to be dressed up.
Did you get out there and dance at all?
No, I didn't go to any of that shit.
No?
Only on the 80s night, he was out there
No,
busting
I didn't
away.
do any of that shit. I don't do that.
Well,
So,
Richard Marx was playing.
but it was on one of those formal nights that they had steak and
Bobby
lobster.
Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
He got in trouble because he started peeing on everybody. Doing cocaine.
That's what you do when you're listening to Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Shut up, Whitney.
Or
Every little step you take,
I
dude.
know.
Oh, shit. Man. Well, it's been nice catching up with you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it. It's been a long time.
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since you've even been up here to Roseburg, dude.
It has been.
How many years? You told me at lunchtime.
I don't know. I think it was when my youngest was in high school still. We were coming back from Portland.
Oh, when you stopped by here was the last time you've been to Roseburg?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Like
dude.
5 years?
Yeah. More
That's probably 5 years ago.
5, 6,
Wow.
7 years ago, maybe. I don't know.
Crazy.
Who's track?
I was just trying to remember the last time that I actually talked to you. And
The last time you
It
and I
was-
talked, I think it was Marcus's.
it
funeral.
might have been at Marcos's funeral, yeah. And then before that, like I said, probably when you lived on McLean Avenue.
Dude,
Or
Little
when
Brother's
your mom
funeral
did.
was like
Yeah.
the most epic high school reunion ever.
For what? Marcus's funeral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there was so many people there.
There's
Yeah.
so many. And that's one thing that the minister said there.
Oh,
And he's just like, I've never seen this collection
Oh.
of people with
Yep.
tattoos.
Bringing the
well, the
people together.
Yeah.
funeral home said that's the most people they'd ever had.
Which I'm not surprised. I mean, your brother, he
Knew
flipping
everybody.
knew everybody.
Yeah.
I still go onto his Facebook page occasionally, just kind of scroll once in a while, reminisce. And I just look at the count of how many friends he had on there. I'm like, damn, he just knew everyone. Or either I'll see somebody on Facebook and I'll see mutual friend, Marcos. Or,
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Right.
I don't
Pretty
even
cool.
know how he was able to remember everybody.
Dude, he did too. And fucking Christmas time, he bought so much fucking shit.
All the
people.
time, yes.
Random shit. I mean, it wasn't anything big, but it was just something little
A
that made you
card
know that
or
he
a
thought about
fucking-
you.
Yeah.
And he always did something for my kids also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, your kids were important to him.
Yeah, they were.
He was super proud when you were first having kids. He was like, oh, James is having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called him Uncle. Yeah, Marcos was there when my first daughter was born. We had a lot of people there when she was born. There was like 5 or 6 people in the room, and then we had the door wide open and the curtain was drawn, and like Marcos was there, Brian Fay was there, Tracy was there with his wife, and there was a couple other people I can't remember that were there. And as soon as Cody was born, I can hear Marcos and out in the hall. He's just like, "Does it look like me?"
That sounds
I'm like, "No, Marcos, she's not brown." He's like, "All right, just checking."
Damn it.
It's like, man, come on.
Nice.
And then, so prior to my daughter being born, my aunt, remember Aunt Kitty?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she made it a very big spectacle of my daughter being born in Douglas County, because Tracy had his kids born down in Ashland, so it wasn't the same county. So this was the new generation of the
For
Moores
the family, yeah.
Yeah, of the family. So she made a big deal. She invited the News Review over to her place, and they sat and interviewed Selena and I and took
Jesus.
pictures. And it just so happened that story made front cover
Mm-hmm.
that week. And also just so happened to come out the day that Cody was born. And so when Marcos was coming up to the hospital to come hang out with us before Cody was born, he saw one of the newspaper things, and he noticed it was Selena and I on there. So he paid the price, opened it up, and took the entire stack. Just grabbed the whole stack, and he was just handing them out left and right to everybody there at the hospital.
That's cool.
Just everyone. And, I have one, not the full paper, but just the article, because my aunt ended up making a heritage album for us, and there's a segment of that in there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It was neat. It was just remembered how he decided to take all the papers. I don't know if he took the one that was in the window, but he just comes up and he's like, "Hey guys, you guys are on the front page here.
Check it out." Yeah.
Like, what?
That's awesome. That's
Me?
a good memory right there. That's
James
fantastic.
Moore, front page of the News Review,
Yeah.
without being in trouble. Okay.
You're not in the police log?
Right?
That would be Tracy.
Yeah, possibly. I remember the police bringing him home.
I wasn't there. I was involved.
Yeah, sure.
I'll never tell.
Yeah. That story's for another time.
That's freaking cool, though.
Yeah, it was really neat and everything. Yeah.
Right on.
I loved your brother. I miss him every day.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But, I'm glad. Yeah, this was fun catching up.
Yeah.
It was awesome having you up here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hope we didn't make you too uncomfortable.
No, it's fun.
You never had to flag me down and tell me, no, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. We didn't get to any of those
We
conversations.
wouldn't have let him.
It's probably shit that I don't even remember.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably not.
Lucky for you, I have a horrible memory.
that's it.
I think it's just a male trait.
Yeah.
Man.
I can't remember shit.
I
half
account
the
a lot
time
of it
either.
to a lot of those years I
The
was
90s.
not freaking.
He forgot for a reason.
Well, I was doing way too much drugs and shit back then. I was
Yeah.
stupid. So
I mean, we all were.
all that time was just kind of blurred out.
All the acid and shrooms that we did. Yeah. Remember going to Marcia's. Their blacklight posters.
Were you there? I don't remember that.
Yeah. So, well,
See?
Selena and I were there dropping acid.
I should have known that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Selena and I and Marcia, Keith, you, Will Champion.
I remember mushrooms on freaking Abby's Special Pizza.
I wasn't partaking in that, but I heard about it.
And then not tell people that there's mushrooms on there.
Yeah. I remember
No, everybody knew.
Oh,
doing
no.
mushroom tea
I'm a dick. I
over at
just didn't tell
Marcia's doing
people.
mushroom tea. I wasn't a big fan. It just tasted like dirt.
Yeah, it was
Well,
horrible.
Of course.
Yeah. This is gross.
It worked
but-
good, though.
You got
Yeah.
to see some pretty cool shit.
Yeah.
Vibrant
Yeah, I
couplers.
remember dropping acid, and then Marcia and Selena and Keith and I would go start walking the neighborhood when she used to live up in, was that Hillcrest area?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember her house, that big room was decorated. It was like a Moroccan freaking, like it was pillows and blankets and
Oh my God, yes.
tapestries everywhere.
Yeah, that front bedroom she converted over to just a big, huge bed.
Yeah, it was
Which is-
crazy.
Yeah, she lined it with mattresses and pillows.
It was a trip.
Yeah. It's good
Oh,
times. The younger years.
Mm-hmm. Can't go backwards. You just
My
remember
30-year class reunion's coming up.
Don't do it. It's a
I'm
trap.
not going to.
Dude,
I
Fuck
looked
those
in.
people.
I went to my 20 and I had a blast. Hung out with
What?
Keith and Marcia and a few other people from high school, and
Hell no.
but it was out at a winery way out in
Melrose, probably.
Melrose, Melrose area.
I get invited all the time to reunions, but
I don't
I
see
didn't
them
even
fucking
graduate.
people.
So
I
why
look-
would I go to these reunions?
Because
I
they
see all
knew
the
you.
people I went to
Yeah.
high school with all the time. They live right here in town.
The
This-
ones you want to see.
Nobody
This
did
year's-
anything.
This year's 30th for mine is 30th is the lady who's running it. She rented out the Buckaroo Barn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you guys are in a
First.
square dance?
You're going to
I
go
guess.
round and round.
Like Friday,
Do-si-do.
from what I read online, I'm not going to go. I took the time off because I wanted to go, but
Pass
then
her
once it
up
got
and
a little
grab
closer,
her.
I started seeing what the festivities were.
Right.
And for me to for my wife and I to come up and spend the money in a hotel room and then
because
spend the money that we
don't you
needed
have
to pay.
a dinner and then
There's a dinner,
yeah.
but the $40 per person there for the dinner isn't even paying for the dinner. It's just basically reimbursing for the rental of the building,
it's
the
door
linens,
charge.
and the DJ and everything else. And she's going to have food trucks there, which we're going to have to spend even more money
on the food truck.
on the food. And there, Friday night is you get there and there is a tour of Roseburg High, and then they go to
to show you what has changed.
Yeah,
we just were at Splits.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, so we're gonna go bowling afterwards. I'm like, whatever. And then the next day is everyone meets up at Amaker and floats the river to the Forks.
Shit.
I'm like, okay, so how are we getting there, and how are we? Are you packing doing
There's like
shuttles?
too much going on there, dude.
No,
a reunion for me is just chilling in one spot.
Yeah, and then later that night on Saturday, everyone meets up at Buckaroo Barn and hangs out and has dinner. But
that's when the square dancing starts.
Yeah, and I'm just like, the amount of money that I'd be spending for the weekend, I'd rather just save the money, stay home, and do some yard work. And
I feel like if I went to one of these reunion things, people would be like, "You never even came to school. Why would you be at a reunion?
You need to go." That's what they would tell me.
No, they wouldn't be saying that. They'd be like, "Holy crap, Carlos, you're here. Finally."
We're going to call the police now.
I see a lot of people that I went to high school with.
Do you?
All the time.
I guess that's the beauty of living in Medford now, is that I don't see.
Yeah, you're out.
There's nobody around from my younger years.
You're incognito.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I got my stories, and that's about it. I'm just an old man with stories now.
Yeah.
Talk about my grandkids and my kids.
That's the best part.
Spider-Man'd out. Yeah. No one will recognize you.
Talking about my
Peter
comics and everything.
You don't have a Spider-Man costume, do you?
No.
What?
No, I don't.
Come on.
He's like, I wouldn't tell you if I did.
No. You're turning all red. No.
Yeah, that's the only nerdy thing that freaking his wife likes.
Yeah.
No, she's pretty amazing. She tolerates. I want to say tolerates, but she's fine with me. Yeah. Puts up with my obsession of comic books and video games. I don't buy video games very much anymore now, since I built a retro console that's got everything that we've had from when we were kids and everything, and so yeah, it's just simple life now. Just hanging out at home and hanging out with the kids.
The grandkids and the kids, yeah.
Dude, playing with my granddaughter is the funnest thing that I can do. I love Fridays because that's guaranteed I get to see her.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right on, dude.
I mean, your kids are one thing, but those grandkids.
It's the next level.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. I just can't get enough of them.
I hear you.
Yep.
And now that they actually like me, it makes it even better.
That they actually like.
Well, it's like when they were living with us, I'd come home and I remember when she started referring to me as Papa.
Papa.
And she'd see me and she'd be like, Papa.
Yeah.
And it just made my heart melt.
Oh,
it's like, oh, my sweetie, you can have anything you want.
Yep.
Yep. I hear you. No, that's freaking cool.
Yeah. It'll be nice when they get a little bit older and we can actually have them overnight and everything.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's one thing,
it's a double-edged sword, dude.
Yeah,
it is.
Little camp outs
but
in
we
the living room.
We told all the kids, we were like, look, when you guys decide to have kids, we want to make sure that that we want to be as big a part that you'll let us have.
Yeah.
Without
if you need a break from them only for a couple hours, bring them over. Don't just ask and it'll be no problem. If you want a weekend away, bring them over.
Yeah.
No problem. Because my kids didn't really get that.
Sure.
Because my parents, they were there. They did hang out with the kids occasionally, but they weren't that like super active, wanting the kids.
The way I look at it,
wanting to be with their grandkids.
It's always better than what you had growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Or, that's the whole goal is to.
Absolutely. And that's why we've worked really hard to get where we are in our financial gains, so that now we have the money. So if our kids are lacking for their kids, and
you got
we
it
can
covered.
be able to help out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this person wants to, you know, do softball. You don't have the extra money. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
We'll sell more feet pictures. Make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Carlos, help me.
I'm going to call you up. Carlos, I need some pics, man.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
drop them.
Dude, I'll send you pics of my feet. Now I might
Just
start sending
just
them
the left
in.
hand.
Drop them.
I might just start sending them in anyways.
Just left-handed.
It'll
I'll
be
get
an
this.
inside joke. You'll be at dinner with your wife, and all of a sudden you get a picture of my foot.
Oh
What the fuck? And then you're
Like,
gonna
you
go.
need to clean up. You need some care. man.
You're gonna instantly know. Like, damn
Shave
him.
those toes, fool.
Damn him.
Wax them. Clean up that toe jam.
Oh shit! No, dude. Thanks for fucking coming up here, man.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Absolutely.
When you get home,
Mike's mentioned having you up here a couple times. So I was like, I need to make it happen.
you make sure you tell everybody,
Oh, yeah.
hello.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know,
You gotta say it just like that.
thinking of-
Hello.
thinking of them.
Yeah. Mike says, hello.
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 That means you're gonna have to talk to your brother.
Yeah. Well, you don't go out of your way, but when you see him, tell him quit being a
if I see
puss.
him, stop being a puss.
Stop being a pussy. Man up.
Just go over to his house and throw some spaghetti
I don't
in
even
his
know
face.
where he
I know.
lives now.
That's what you got to
I
do.
don't even know where he lives now.
Like,
Oh,
hey,
shit.
He moved again, and Mom
hey.
told me that he moved out to Eagle Point, and he was in Central
Well, there's like
Point.
15 houses, dude. You can find her.
There's more than that.
Yeah. I was just in Roseburg reminiscing, and I brought something back.
Here,
Just to
throw a plate of
yeah,
spaghetti
just-
at him.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, fucker.
That's from Mike.
That's right.
Don't be a pussy.
That's awesome, dude. No, I'm glad you came up. It was fun.
Yeah,
I love it.
I hope you had a
love
good
it.
time.
Yeah.
We never got into your freaking stuff that you didn't want to talk about.
I know. You
Which
lucked out.
I still don't even know what that was.
I don't know that either. I was just pre-warning, be like, hey, I mean,
No. Don't say it.
We didn't even get
High
all.
school
We
days.
didn't even get all sad, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I dug it.
yeah.
It was
Well,
awesome.
Carlos had to start talking about throwing old folks in a home.
That's where they belong.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
At a certain point, then that is going to have to happen.
I
Because
just
I don't think you're going to be able to afford a nurse to come home,
Yeah.
come to your place.
There's always visiting
their place.
angels. Visiting
I don't.
angels.
Yeah, I don't hide my feelings, dude. I just tell people what I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people
Yeah.
don't ask me my opinion.
I always
I mean,
ask
if you want
for
an
opinion.
honest opinion, if you want to know what
Yeah. No,
what would Carlos do?
no fucking filters right there.
Yeah, I know.
Just thinking the worst possible.
What's the rudest
That's-
fucking
yeah.
straight up?
What's the cold-hearted
Cutthroat
thing? That's what I do,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. No, but anyways, I guess I'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Where are we
It
at?
was great hanging out. Yeah, once again, this podcast is brought to you by Umpqua Survival and Smokeless Solutions. Thank you to our hosts or sponsors.
You're
And if you need any help quitting smoking or need some vape products, make sure you go check out Smokeless Solutions. James, again, thank you, dude.
Yep,
It's awesome
thank you.
hanging out.
It's a
Mike,
pleasure.
it's
Thank
always
you.
fun.
wonderful seeing you, dude. Always.
Good times.
And to everyone else out there, peace out, fuckers. Yeah, until next time.